you guys, my name is Kim and bienvenidos to a timeless reading where we take a look at the next 7 days to find out what it is that you can expect and or look forward to. So I will be using a few different divination techniques to help me deliver messages to you. There will be cards, there will be homemade dice, and of course there will be intuitively channeled messages. Okay, but do keep in mind that this is a timeless reading, so the next 7 days could be from whenever you happen to be watching this reading, or it could be any next 7 days of your choice. It is up to you. But there are 4 options to choose from. Starting off, for option number 1, we have the Fireflies. For option 2 is the Rabbit. For option 3 is the Wild Plant. Option 4 is the Octopus. Please take a moment to meditate on the options to find out which one you are drawn to the most, because the one that you are drawn to will be the reading for you. And once you have chosen, please head on over to the comment section and or the description box down below where the timestamp for each group is provided so that you may skip right on over to your reading. But if it happens to be the case that you were drawn to neither of these options, I do have a playlist of other next 7 day prediction readings, also timeless, that you could scroll through to see if any other video calls out to you at this moment. If you are interested in that, the link to the playlist will be provided in both the description box and pinned comment down below. Okay, but if you're ready, let us get started. Let's go. Hello you guys who chose group 1, bienvenidos to your reading. So the first thing I saw in my mind's eye when tapping into this group's energy was an image of a dragon. And for some reason that immediately made me think or reminded me of the Netflix original movie Damsel. So maybe some of you have recently watched that movie, or you're planning to watch it sometime in the next 7 days, or the movie in itself could maybe be of significance for some of you. But you know, I know there's a lot of movies with dragons in it, so maybe it's more general, signifying that in the next 7 days, you might be watching a movie with a dragon in it, or the plot being around a dragon or a mythological creature. But dragons also remind me of the breath for some reason. And one thing I noticed when connecting with this the energy of this group was that I was holding my breath a bit, and whenever I did breathe, I was taking in shallow breaths. So maybe some of you are being advised to be more mindful of your breath. If you like, at this very moment, just focus on your breath and notice if you are holding your breath in or if you are taking in shallow breaths. And if so, and if you feel called to do so, maybe create pause in order to regulate your breathing, or take in a nice deep breath and then exhale slowly and see how you feel. If you feel a little bit less tense, or if there is some positive change and or shift. If there is, then maybe you are being advised to be a little bit more mindful of your breath. If you are drawn to do so, look into breath work or breath exercises, because they could be very helpful and are beneficial to you, especially if you are or have been feeling a bit tense or even lightheaded is what is coming through. Also, breath work is a wonderful way to meditate, to center, to ground, to create pause in order to go within or just connect with the self, as well as with your physical body. And this just came through. Breath work might also be a wonderful and possibly simple way to cleanse your energy, even detox. Okay, but what else? Dragons also make me think of the Year of the Dragon. So maybe some of you were born on the Year of the Dragon, and let me look up what those years will be, because I'm not quite sure. So if you were born on 1952, 1964, 1976, 1988, 2000, 2012, and oh, right, 2024, then you were born on the year of the dragon. I totally forgot that we are literally, 2024 is literally a year of the dragon. And I believe, to be more specific, it's the wood dragon year. And I am aware that this is a timeless reading, so I am filming and uploading and posting this specific video on the year 2024, which is why I mentioned this year. So if you happen to be watching this reading during 2024, then this year in itself could be a very pivotal, transformative, and even magical year, because dragons do make me think of magic. They make me think of folklore, fairy tales, and legends. So the year 2024 could also be a very powerful year in which, if you are open to manifesting and the law of attraction, the law of assumption, and all those concepts, theories, and practices, then it seems like a potent time to call in what it is that you desire, or to co-create with the universe. For those of you who believe in magic, for those of you who identify as witches, or you work with the elements to create, to manifest, to heal, then I feel like the year 2024 is going to be a very powerful and magical one for you guys. For a lot of you, this could be the year in which you become aware or really tap into your psychic abilities, or really start working with energy to transmute it, to transform it. Or this is the year in which you might start a practice of your own. Maybe start working with the elements, start working with plants, with herbs, or with elementals. Start tapping into your own inner magic. But I know we are focusing on the next 7 days, so whether it is the year 2024 or not, when you are watching this video, I do feel like the next 7 days are going to have some hint of magic to it. Now, I know not everyone believes in magic, but you might feel during the next 7 days that there is magic in the air. Or maybe it's just that in the next 7 days, you are going to be consuming or being drawn to a lot of content that are related to magic or folklore, fairy tales, mythology, legends, and so forth. You could be reading a lot of books that are fantasy based. You could be watching, I did mention the movie Damsel, movies about fantasy or fairy tales or legends. Another movie that just came to mind is The Lord of the Rings. Shrek also kept popping up in my mind, so some of you could be watching those kind of movies, whether it be live action or whether it be animated, but I definitely do see you being open to the idea of something more and being quite excited about it. And, with the Fireflies here, it does give me the vibe of childlike wonder. So in the next 7 days, I do see you embracing your childlike wonder, your playfulness, and letting your imagination soar, because this jar isn't closed. It's wide open. We can't even see the lid in the image. So it's like if you had put a lid on your imagination, on your fantasies, on your childlike curiosity, it seems like during the next 7 days, you are removing that lid, letting your imagination, all those dreams that you put away or stored away, soar. Yeah, and I am being drawn to this image and how it's a night scene. We do have fireflies glowing here. So in the next 7 days, you could find yourself staying up late. Maybe you're working on projects late into the night or studying late into the night, but I'm getting more of a feeling of craving the night, wanting it to get dark so that you could just enjoy what the night has to offer. Some of you could be spending a lot of time outdoors once the sun has set, maybe to do some stargazing, to admire the moon, or breathe in the night air. Some of you could be going camping, and if you live somewhere where there is fireflies, You could even be catching some fireflies, or more just like admiring them or being amongst them in peace. Yeah, but the word magic keeps coming to mind. So you yourself could be feeling quite magical in the next 7 days, feeling like anything is possible, or that you do have the ability to manifest, to create. Or this might be indicating that you will be feeling very inspired. So you might be getting a lot of ideas for creative projects, or you could simply find yourself starting creative projects. So you're not even thinking about it. You're not even contemplating on whether it's a good idea to start this project or not. You'll simply find yourself already working on it. The example that comes to mind is like someone is sitting at a coffee shop, and then all of a sudden they find themselves writing the start of a story on a napkin, or doodling something on their notebook, and it's like the beginning of a brilliant idea for a next project, for their first novel, for their next painting, something along those lines. Yeah, so when this happens, just allow for it to be, go with the flow. Don't put a lid, on this creativity, on this inspiration, because something wonderful and brilliant might come out of it. Fireflies make me think of both nostalgia, but also hope for the future. That feeling of something more, of anything is possible, of other realms as well. So that's how you could be feeling in the next 7 days, or that will be like the energy, the vibe that you are going to find yourself being more open to. Yeah, so allow for this, because something beautiful may come of it. Okay, but now I'm going to move into the cards, and first actually I want to pull out Oracle card. Okay, so I am going to start taking reversals. I mean, I almost always do, but I never do so for this specific Oracle deck. But I recently did so in another reading, and I don't know, now I just want to take reversals for this deck as well. So I'm going to do that. And so this card did fall out in the reverse, and we have a climax. Interesting. And, actually, to respect the YouTube regulations, I had to censor this image here. But we have climax with number 71, and the key terms pinnacle and ending, as well as the message. There is a final moment to be reached. An answer will be revealed. This final moment will leave you in a state of ecstasy and freedom. No more wondering and questioning. All will soon be beautifully exposed to you. Embrace this climax. Yeah, so this was kind of the vibe I was picking up, ecstasy and freedom. So this card showing up in the reverse, I feel like this is indicating that this excitement isn't going to be short term, because climax, it's something that happens in the moment. It's short term. So this card showing up in the reverse lets me know that if you're feeling good at the start of the next 7 days, you're going to continue feeling good throughout the entirety of the next 7 days. Yeah, so this excitement, this joy, this curiosity, this childlike wonder isn't going to be fleeting. It's going to be quite consistent, and it feels like it's spread out throughout the next 7 days. I am though sensing that the intensity of it might fluctuate, but it will continue to be there nonetheless. Like sometimes you might feel it very, very strongly, like this hopefulness, this joy, this giddiness. And other times you might feel it a little bit less. It might not be so intense, but it will still be there. And I don't know why. What just came to mind was it's like an itch. So I don't know what it's implied by that, but I guess that when this feeling is not so intense, like when it's not so in your face, let's say, you will still feel it, because it will be like an itch in the back of your mind, or an itch that you can't really place. So there might be a little bit of restlessness going on, and what just came to mind was like restless feet. So there could be moments where you're chilling and you're relaxing, and then all of a sudden you get this rush of energy, this need to be somewhere, or this feeling as if you should be doing something exciting, or like what I'm seeing is someone is watching a movie and they're enjoying themselves, and then all of a sudden they feel very, very happy, or they feel very excited, and it's like they haven't been watching a movie this whole time. It's more like they were doing something that was really stirring, exhilarating, or inspiring. It could also be that, like, you know, maybe you're feeling this way because you're the movie or whatever it is that you're doing in the moment is inspiring you in some way, is thrilling you in a positive way. And it's like all of a sudden you become aware of this excitement, and it fills you up. Yeah, so things that you're watching, things that you're doing, things that you're consuming in the next 7 days, it could really be inspiring you. Like inspiring an idea, or inspiring you to do something different, to do the thing that maybe you've been holding back on doing because of possibly insecurity or doubt. You know, like maybe you've always wanted to visit Barcelona, but you haven't visited yet because you're a little hesitant about traveling overseas, let's say. And then in the next 7 days, you're watching a movie set in Barcelona, and then all of a sudden that doubt, that hesitation goes away, and you're excited about traveling, and you're thinking to yourself, I'ma do it. I don't know why I waited this long to make up my mind, but I've made up my mind and I'm going to travel to Barcelona. It's time. So it could be that kind of thing, but that was just an example to better illustrate the idea, the message that was coming through. Okay, but let me pull out a clarifier. I'm really liking this energy. I'm feeling pretty excited myself. And the word itch keeps coming to mind. So in the next 7 days, or sometime in the next 7 days, you could be feeling an itch to do something, which is why I mentioned like restlessness. Like maybe there is something that you already want to get started on, or there's something that you might want to already be trying out, and there's this feeling of like I can't wait to get to that point, or start working on that, or be experiencing this, whatever it may be. But to clarify, we have the Six of Swords with number 29 and the mouse. So the Six of Swords can represent transitions. It can also represent travel. The Six of Swords also indicates a time of peace and calm. Oftentimes, the Six of Swords is described as moving on to calmer waters. The Six of Swords also represents guidance, and more specifically, spiritual guidance. And the mouse immediately made me think of fear and hesitation, doubt, trepidation. But because the mouse is so small, it's kind of reminding me of what was mentioned just a few seconds ago, how there could be something that you really want to do, or you have been wanting to do for quite some time now, but you haven't done so because of maybe doubt or insecurities. You know, maybe there's this like nagging feeling, or there's this little voice inside of your head that causes you to doubt whether this is a good idea or not. But because I mentioned that the mouse is so small, I feel like in the next 7 days, you're still, feeling that fear, or maybe you're still hearing the voice of your insecurities, the voice of your doubts, of maybe limited beliefs and so forth, but you're not really paying it so much attention. Like you're still hearing it, you're still feeling it, but it's not so overwhelming, or the very least, you're not letting it get overwhelming. I'm being reminded of someone who's feeling anxious about getting on a roller coaster, but that anxiousness is so minuscule compared to the excitement that they're feeling to get on this roller coaster. And so the excitement, the thrill overpowers that feeling of anxiousness, even though it's still there. It wins over it. Yeah, and it kind of reminds me of mixed feelings as well. Like overall, there's a feeling of anticipation, but what's under that could be like anxiousness, could be restlessness, but at the same time, there's excitement and eagerness and so forth. Yeah, so there could be something that you're anticipating for the next 7 days. For some, you could literally know what this is about. Like you're literally anticipating something because you are aware that something is incoming or that you're about to do something important or something important is about to be revealed. And so you're anticipating that. The reveal, the D-Day, for example. For others of you, you could be feeling this anticipation without knowing why. Like you're just sensing that, I did mention magic being in the air. So it's like you're sensing that something is about to change or something is incoming, but you're not quite sure yet. So it's just like you're picking up on the energy of change, of shift, or of good news is what is coming to mind. Like good news coming in, but you don't know like what these good news are about. You don't know what this change, this shift is about. And I am sensing overall very positive energy. I don't sense that this change or shift is going to be something that you need to be wary of or that you need to be vigilant about. It might be unexpected. It might catch you a little bit by surprise, but I do see this being something enjoyable, something, I keep repeating that word, something exciting. But since I did mention travel and the mice are making me think of migration, for some, you could literally be making plans to travel in the next 7 days, or that topic might come up in these next 7 days, and that could be the very thing that is going to leave you excited or feeling a bit restless. The topic of traveling or possibly relocating or visiting somewhere. Yeah, because now I'm being reminded of the SpongeBob SquarePants episode where about an earworm, and what they mean by that is like, I'm not even sure if that's the term they use in the episode, but it's like everybody gets a song stuck in their head. And so it's this like little worm that's playing a record in people's head that results in them listening to a song on loop. So that makes me think of like an idea being planted in your mind, and now you can't stop thinking about it. Now it's there, and now you have to see it through. Now you have to inform yourself more about it. So for some, this could be an idea about traveling, an idea about expanding as well, like branching out a business, or maybe networking, or possibly like reaching a wider audience, like connecting with people from across the globe. But if it's not traveling or interconnecting, that's just a word that popped into my mind out of the blue. This could be something like, looking for a new space, looking for a new environment. So maybe someone suggests to you to move into a new place or move out of your current place, and then that gets you all excited, and then that excitement helps you realize that, oh, it's time for a change. Like I am really into that idea. I do want to look for a new place, or I want to look for a bigger place. If you're a business owner, maybe this is about moving your business to a new location, or finding a location, an actual physical space for your business. Yeah, because again, now mice are making me think of like an empty space. So some of you could actually be looking for a new residence, or for maybe a new space to start your business, or to open up a studio, or it could also be for a nonprofit as well, for an organization. Yeah, some of you could also be thinking about like renovating or building something from the ground up, or the word reconstruction also came to mind, like reconstructing a place or restoring. So some of you could be looking into like real estate. Maybe some of you are real estate agents, or you could be thinking about investing, like investing in properties and so forth. Flipping properties. Yeah, but I definitely see you feeling quite enthused about an idea that's either being suggested to you or that comes to you sometime in the next 7 days. And then number 29 made me think of leap day and leap year. Yeah, so if the next 7 days happen to be on a leap year, or leap day happens to be sometime during the next 7 days, I do feel like something very significant will be occurring these next 7 days for you guys. Like something very transformative, or you are going to be going through some kind of major transition. And one that comes to mind, like an example of this that comes to mind, is like moving out of an old place and moving into a new place, relocating, traveling for the first time, and so forth. So if you are moving, or if you are currently going through some kind of physical move, I do feel like the next 7 days are going to be pretty busy. The word chaotic came to mind, but I feel like it only came to mind because you might find yourself attending to a lot of things at once, or what I'm seeing with the mice here is like someone running back and forth between different places. But, I'm not sensing any like irritability or frustration or this being something like, let's say, negative, because I am sensing again the word excitement. So it's like, yes, someone's doing all of these stuff, but they're quite thrilled about it because they know it's pertaining to something that they're wanting, or it's leading up to something that they are positively anticipating. Yeah, so definitely change is in the air for a lot of you guys. And actually, if we reduce the number 29, we get 11. And whenever I see 11 in a spread, it always makes me think of like 1111. And that angel number, let's say, I personally interpret it as wish fulfillment or manifestation. Yeah, again, in the next 7 days, I feel like you're calling something in, you're manifesting something, or it could very well be that something will manifest, something that you called in the past or set intentions for. And maybe that's why some of you are feeling so very thrilled, because it's like, oh my goodness, I'm actually seeing my dreams being realized. I'm actually seeing how this is coming together. I'm actually seeing my wish being fulfilled. Like things are unfolding, things are happening, and I'm just so eager to know what's next, to see the completion of it all, see how everything falls into place. Yeah, but I do feel like the next 7 days, there's going to be a lot of planning. There's going to be a lot of thinking up new ideas or being inspired by new ideas, new concepts. I also see a lot of you guys visualizing how a space is going to look after you add in the furniture or paint the walls, or like visualizing how something will look once it's completed, or visualizing the next stage of your life, the next phase, visualizing yourself in a new location, in a new space, in a new environment, in a new place possibly. Yeah, and there's this feeling with the mice that if you are starting on something, it could even be like sketching something out or writing the outline of something that you're thinking about researching, or something that you're thinking about actually writing and maybe publishing in the future. There's this feeling of something that started small. It's going to grow into something big, something substantial. Yeah, so there's this advice, a heads up to not easily dismiss any idea that comes to you, or look down on anything that you start in the next 7 days, because it might seem small right now. It might seem insignificant right now. It might just seem like, a doodle on a napkin, or a random sentence on a scrap piece of paper. But, in the future, if you choose to go with this, if you choose to invest more time and energy in this, it will end up being a beautiful mural, or a painting on a canvas, a published novel, or poetry book, or a song. Yeah, so remember, everything started from somewhere. Trees, they started off as a seed, an acorn. So yeah, give this and give yourself a chance. Don't dismiss it or brush it off too soon just because it doesn't look like something yet. Yeah, so in the next 7 days, I don't necessarily see you completing something because we do have this energy of the Six of Swords. I see there being more of like a transition. I see there being more of a continuation. So if you started something recently, I see you continuing to work on this thing, working on completing it, but I don't necessarily see you completing it in the next 7 days, or this coming into completion or coming together in the next 7 days. It's more like you're seeing how it's coming together, or in the next 7 days you could be developing a plan, or you're starting to get a clear image of an idea that came to you, or a clear image of what it is that you want to do next or tackle next. Like clarity is coming to you, but you know, the entire picture might not be revealed to you these next 7 days. This is more like an unfoldment. And I feel like it's that unfoldment, how you're seeing how something is coming together, how you're slowly gaining more and more clarity, that is thrilling you, that is exciting you, that is causing you to look forward to the future. The phrase "a call" just came to mind out of the blue. So some of you could be receiving a very important call these next 7 days. Yeah, maybe some of you were anticipating that call or waiting for it. Maybe it's like an approval of something, or it's a confirmation for you. And if that resonates with you, then yeah, you will definitely be receiving this call in the next 7 days. And it feels like good news to me. I heard green flag. So I do see things turning out well for you. The Six of Swords can represent relief. So some of you could be feeling relieved after this call, or I do see you receiving some kind of news or information that is going to bring you much relief. I do see some of you guys getting some kind of approval in the next 7 days, like a green light for something, and that is permitting you to move something along. At least that's the vibe I get with the Six of Swords showing up in the upright, because that lets me know that things are moving along, or that you are moving along. Okay, but let me pull out some oracle cards now to receive any more messages, advice, and or guidance for the next 7 days. Rodents could be of significance. Mice, hamsters, groundhogs, voles, moles, chipmunks, squirrels, etc. These creatures could be of significance, relevance in the next 7 days. Maybe you'll be befriending one sometime in the next 7 days. Also, I know this is a mouse, but because I mentioned Year of the Dragon, this reminded me of the Year of the Rat. So if you were not born on the Year of the Dragon, you could have been born on the Year of the Rat. Or it could also be that someone who was born on the Year of the Rat will be playing a significant role in your life during the next 7 days. Also, some of you could be turning 29 these next 7 days. If so, happy birthday to you. Okay, so we have, the word farm came to mind, or meadows, the countryside. So some of you could be visiting a farm, a countryside location, somewhere where there's like wild nature, woods, or maybe that's where you are currently residing. Okay, but we have do something creative and play as often as you can. This will renew your energy. And look at this image. We have this person walking on this path, and we can get a glimpse of what is going on in their head. All these colors and patterns. So that makes me think of the imagination. And I didn't mention that, when referring to this open jar. So I definitely feel like you are, if there was a lid on your imagination, you are removing this lid in the next 7 days, or it's being removed by something, maybe something that is sparking some kind of interest or inspiring you in some way. But I do see your mind overflowing with ideas, and this could be the very thing that is causing you to feel restless, because there's so many things that you might be wanting to to do or to start on or to learn more about, look more into these next 7 days. And if that's the case, remember, take it one step at a time. You don't have to tackle all of these things at once. If you're having a difficulty choosing what to focus on, just choose one. Choose whichever. Choose the one that interests you the most. If all of them interest you the same, then just pick one. You know, like maybe write what you want to do or focus on, write them on separate little pieces of paper and then put them in a jar or a tin can and, you know, mix it around and then just reach in and grab one, and whichever you grab, that's the thing to focus on. Be playful with it. Yeah, and this will renew your energy. This is the vibe I'm getting. It's like a renewed energy in the next 7 days. You yourself feeling quite renewed and feeling quite reinvigorated. Revitalized is the other feeling I'm getting. And I love how we have this person on this path, because this lets me know that you are moving forward. Like, you allowing yourself to be inspired and to pursue that which inspires you is allowing for you to move forward. So if you've been feeling stuck or stagnant, I feel like in the next 7 days, you're coming out of that energy because you are permitting yourself to pursue something that is inspiring you in the moment. So some of you could be taking what is known as inspired action. When you all of a sudden feel inspired to just get up and start moving, and you're not doubting it, you're just moving, and that is the very thing that's allowing for energy flow. So if all of a sudden in the next 7 days you feel like getting up and dancing, I don't see you hesitating. I see you just doing that, or making space for it, like setting up your room, pushing the furniture aside, making a playlist, playing that playlist, all with the intention of having a dance party, even if it's just by yourself. But yeah, I see you making space for play and for fun and for imagining. Also, in the next 7 days, I feel like you will catch yourself daydreaming quite a bit. It could be these very daydreams that will inspire some kind of idea, or that will help you get yourself out of a rut if you currently feel like you've been in some kind of rut, or if you have been experiencing like a creative blockage. Yeah, so this also makes me think of like art exhibitions. So if you have been experiencing some kind of creative blockage, maybe putting yourself, you know, it could be one of two things. And maybe actually consuming art could help you remove this creative blockage. Or the other thing I'm seeing is that maybe you have been consuming too much art. Maybe you have been consuming a lot of content, and that is not allowing for your own creative juices to flow, for you to tap into your own imagination. Yeah, because our brains, they can get overstimulated and they can experience a burnout from consuming too much content. And so maybe the advice for you would be, take a break from that. You know, allow yourself to just go out for a walk without listening to music. Just allow yourself to listen to the sounds of nature, the sounds of the city, or if you are someone who enjoys quietness, go somewhere where you know that it's pretty quiet, and allow yourself to just be in that quiet atmosphere, in order to give your mind the space to simply breathe and come up with its own things, you know? Yeah, so that could also just simply help you to clear your mind. But I do see you guys being quite creative, or exploring some kind of creative art, or just possibly consuming art, if you're not the one creating it. I keep thinking of museums, art exhibitions, so some of you could be attending an art exhibition or visiting a museum in the next 7 days, or learning more about a specific artist or artists, like looking into their biography and so forth, or just looking more into their work. The word muse came to mind, so some of you could be finding a muse in the next 7 days, or revisiting a muse, someone who used to inspire you. But we also have try to see only love in any situation, person, and in yourself. Love wins. Again, this image made me think of like an art exhibition, but it also made me think of two places at once. So yeah, I did mention how some of you could be networking or wanting to network or connect with new people possibly. And if so, if that resonates with you, if there's a longing for that, because we do have the heart or heart-shaped window here, yeah, in the next 7 days, you might actually go for it or become more open to that idea, maybe connecting with new people or just connecting more with others, having open, honest, intimate conversations with your loved ones, or maybe with someone in specific. This image here is making me think of like opening your heart to someone. But also, because I didn't mention two places at once, this is making me think of like connecting with people or connecting with someone in specific via online. Some of you could actually be reaching out or connecting with someone who is at a distance from you, like across the world from you possibly, and you're doing so through the means of the internet. So chatting with someone via a social media platform. Because we do have like this heart here, some of you could be maybe meeting someone through a dating app or some kind of like chat app. And again, this heart is making me think of like honest conversation, so really opening up to someone. Yeah, with the love wins, it's making me think of vulnerability, being vulnerable, being transparent with someone, as transparent, as open, as vulnerable as you want to be, not forcing it. I'm not getting any vibes of forcing anything. I'm noticing how, yes, we have this window that's allowing us to see what's on the other side of this pink wall, but the window is so high, so this person can't, this person would need to like take a few strides back in order to see through this window here because it is so high up. So this is making me think of like slowly opening up to someone and also slowly getting to know someone. This is also making me think of like opening up to the possibility of exploring new places, realizing that there are so many places out there that have yet to be explored by you, realizing that there's so many places that maybe you could fall in love with, that you could end up really enjoying spending time in or being in. Yeah, and I see you loving something, loving an idea, maybe loving something that you're seeing, loving the vision, a vision that's coming to you, or a vision that you are starting to slowly see. Because the heart is making me think of really connecting to something. Like, oh, that really makes sense to me. I really connect with that. I really can see myself doing that. I really can see myself experiencing that. That's how I see some of you thinking sometime in the next 7 days. Definitely something is becoming clearer to you. And I'm noticing we have a lot of pink in your spread. Both of these cards have a pink background to them, so the color pink could be of significance. The color pink reminds me of like childlike wonder, of playfulness, innocence, and purity. It also makes me think of like giddiness. And I just saw someone I saw in my mind's eye someone kicking their feet up in the air. Yeah, I see you again, feeling quite excited, feeling quite giddy. It could be about something in specific or just in general. That's how you might be feeling in the next 7 days. And I'm noticing we have like silhouette of two different people here. And so some of you could definitely be connecting with someone these next 7 days, or opening up more to someone, getting to know someone, and that could be the thing that you're feeling quite giddy about. Because now what came to mind, or the image I saw in my mind's eye, is of someone on their bed texting another late at night and receiving a text that gives them a butterfly feeling, and then that's when they start giggling and kicking their feet up in the air. Yeah, that could be the case for some of you guys. And you know what I'm seeing here is like one person is becoming more open to the possibilities, or it's being inspired, or is getting a lot of inspired ideas. Like they're seeing the world in colors now, where in Technicolor, where before maybe they saw it in monochrome or in one color only. And the other person, they're like being more open to what is out there. Like they're becoming more curious, they're wanting to know, and they're becoming more curious about themselves as well. Like, what is it that I want? What inspires me? What excites me? And it's like this feeling of something new brewing beginning, something new starting. So if you're connecting with someone, both of you will be inspiring one another. And it could be in these ways as I just described. And it seems like both of you will be helping each other out to open up more to the possibilities, to get reconnected or get back in touch with your inner child, or with that childlike wonder, with that playfulness. Okay, but before I even get more cringy or cliche, I'm going to move into the last segment of this reading, where we are going to find out if there is anything occurring on a specific day of the next 7 days. And to do that, I'm going to roll out some of these homemade divination dice and just, see where they fall, on what day. Okay. So I'm going to respect this stop sign here and stop here. I'm not going to roll out anymore. And I'm only going to take the ones that fell on a specific day. So on the first day, we have the stop sign. And on the third day of the next 7 days, we have the money sign. So it seems like on the first day of the next 7 days, you guys are going to create some pause in your life. If it's not you, maybe your circumstances are, but I feel like this pause is not one that you're going to be dreading or that you're going to be feeling quite frustrated about, because I feel like this is a pause that maybe you were wanting, needing, desiring. It's a much needed pause is the vibe I'm getting here. So things could be slowing down, or you could be taking a break from work if you're currently working, or from studying if you're currently a student or studying something in specific. But I feel like on this day, it might even feel like things are moving slowly. The phrase that just came to mind was slow living, so maybe some of you could be indulging in a little bit of that on the first day, or you could find yourself being quite leisurely. The stop sign also made me think of like traffic, so on this day some of you could be getting stuck in traffic, but I see this being a good thing for some of you, because this will allow some time for you to maybe be with yourself, or just allow for you to take a breather, or allow for you to maybe listen to music, listen to an audiobook that you haven't heard before, that maybe you have been wanting to listen to for a while now. It just feels like things are slowing down for you. And interestingly enough, I just had to stop or pause recording in order to attend to something. And then when I came back, I looked at the clock and it was 5:55. And 5 is a number of change, especially unexpected changes. So maybe on this day, something that you're doing, you would need to stop doing it or pause in order to attend to something else. Or maybe something is going to be halted. I don't want to tell you how to feel about this, because you might not be so happy about this, but the energy around this is that it seems to be a positive thing, because this stop, this halt, this pause is allowing for maybe revisions. Yeah, it's allowing you the time to think something through, or to maybe think of a better way, or maybe even to receive an update or get the information that you need, something along those lines. Also, like if you commute to work or to school, and you already have a route, on this day, a road could be blocked. Maybe there's construction going on a road, so you can't take your usual routes. And no, this is kind of divine intervention at play. This is divine protection. So there's a reason why you can't take your usual route. Yeah, just a heads up about that. I'm also seeing something like being behind a truck that is moving, or a car that is moving too slow. It's the same thing. It's like you're being slowed down for a reason, because maybe something is being prevented. Maybe if you were to go at your normal speed, you would come across something that you wouldn't want to come across with. And so, you being slowed down, again, it's like divine protection at play. Also on this day, you yourself could be stopping something. So maybe something that has been ongoing, that has been unpleasant, or that you didn't like, or that you knew you had to end or stop at some point, but for whatever reason you haven't done so. On this day, you could very well be putting a stop to it or ending it. On the third day, we have the money sign. So this to me indicates money coming in. You could be getting your paycheck on the third day, or maybe a bonus, or you could be garnering a lot of profit from something that you put out or something that you created on this day, or unexpected money could be coming in on this day. It could also be that on the third day, you yourself are investing money on something. It could be on an item, it could be on a trip, or it could be on this day that you are setting your mind to save up for something, like save up for a trip, save up to travel, or save up to invest. We did mention something about like investing on a property, or for renovations, reconstruction. But what I saw in my mind's eye was an image of someone wearing very luxurious clothing or items, accessories. So some of you could be dressing pretty fancy on this day, or meeting someone who dresses very fancy. Or the money sign also makes me think of abundance. So on this day, you yourself could be feeling very abundant. So you could be filled with a lot of gratitude for what you currently have in your life, who you currently have in your life, and as a result, you will be feeling quite abundant. Some of you could even be manifesting money or manifesting abundance, whatever that might mean to you in specific on this day. And if you start seeing a lot of money signs, I feel like that will be a confirmation that you're definitely manifesting this, that you are currently attracting it or attracting more of it. Also, on this day, you could be connecting with or networking with someone. It could also be more than one people who are quite wealthy or well established. They could be like investors, for example, or sponsors as well. Yeah, and you could be signing a deal with them or talking about a possible collaboration or business partnership, or talking about investments, something along those lines. But for others, it could simply be that you will be connecting with someone, just like on a personal level, that is quite wealthy or well off or well established or has a high profile is also what is coming to mind. The money sign is also making me think of a dragon, because dragons are known to hoard wealth, or they're very attracted to gold, right? So on the third day of the next 7 days, you could be looking into your finances, doing some financial management. You could be organizing your finances as well. But this could also be the day that an idea will come to you that could potentially be a gold mine. So this is an idea that if you put it into practice, or you start working on it, start working to realize it, it could lead to a lot of financial wealth, a lot of financial profit. Yeah, so the expression that just came to mind is sitting on a gold mine. So it could very well be just like a dragon that sits on a pile of gold. You could already be sitting on a gold mine. And it's maybe on the third day of the next 7 days that you're going to realize this, or that idea that you've had for a while, you're going to start working on it, making plans for it. You're going to feel all of a sudden excited to bring this idea about, because you're seeing its potential, or you will see its potential on the third day of the next 7 days. Yeah, but that is all I am seeing for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. If you're new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. But I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. But yes, thank you so much for being here. I am wishing you and your loved ones a amazing next 7 days. And until the next moment, bye-bye. Hello you guys who chose group 2, the rabbit, bienvenidos to your reading. So first things first, some of you could have been born on the year of the rabbit, or it could also be that someone who was born on the year of the rabbit will be playing a significant role in your life during or throughout the next 7 days. Now, something else that was brought to my attention is that some of you, especially those of you who are planning and are hoping to start your own family, to have a child, it's very likely that you will be conceiving and are birthing a child on the year of the rabbit. Or it could be that you will be adopting a child who was born on the year of the rabbit. Now, what else popped up is that some of you could have conceived a child on the year 2023, and it is on the year 2024 where you gave or will be giving birth to your child. Now, if you're watching this on the year 2024 and you're currently pregnant and this message is resonating with you, then I feel like during the next 7 days, you are going to take some time to attend to or do some activity related to your pregnancy. So you could be maybe taking a pregnancy course, or going in for an ultrasound, or maybe you're preparing the nursery. But the hair to me also represents health and vitality. So for the next 7 days, I see you being pretty healthy. I see you being in good condition, because rabbits also make me think of high energy. You could also be feeling called to eat healthier, maybe cutting back on junk food or processed food if you do tend to eat that, or cutting back on sugar. Or it could simply be that you are integrating more healthier foods into your diet. So what I'm seeing in specific is like leafy green vegetables, fruits, soups, and so forth. Also, in the next 7 days, you could be looking into your health. So some of you could actually be getting a physical checkup done or some blood work done. I just see you being a little bit more health conscientious these next 7 days. And if you have an animal companion, it could also be that you are looking into your animal's health, just doing checkups and so forth, maybe getting updated on vaccinations, or looking more into your animal companion's diet, seeing if there are any other foods that might be healthier for them and so forth. Now, something else that popped up when connecting with this group's energy was the word lust. And the message is, you ignite the flame within me, as well as there was another message that came to mind, but for whatever reason, I can no longer recall it. Maybe it will pop up as I'm doing the reading. But I also did see the shape of a heart in my mind's eye. So some of you could be spending a lot of quality time with a significant other sometime or throughout the next 7 days. Or for those of you who are seeing someone romantically, you could be moving on to the next level of commitment. Or what is coming through in specific is that you could be moving on to the next level of intimacy sometime in these next 7 days. So this could be like emotional intimacy, but I will be honest, what was coming through in specific was physical intimacy. So this might vary from person to person. For some, this could be embracing each other for the first time, having your first kiss, or it could be something a little bit more intimate, more spicy. So you will know depending on where you are currently in your relationship. But the rabbit often indicates sexual energy and conception. So yeah, maybe this is a heads up for those of you who are sexually active to be aware that there is a high possibility, at least for the next 7 days, to conceive. So if you currently don't have any plans for that, then just, use protection, be mindful, and so forth. Yeah, because the word lust did come up. So if you are sexually active or you are a sexual person, then the other thing I'm seeing is that in the next 7 days, there could be a strong desire for, physical intimacy. Yeah, it could also be for those of you who are seeing someone or who are currently in a committed relationship, that your person of interest, your partner, they could be the one who is embodying and exuding this energy. They could be the one who is or will be wanting to spend a lot of quality time with you, or desiring to be more intimate with you. Yeah, because with that message, you ignite the fire within me. It does give me the vibe of someone being very, very attracted to and feeling very passionate about another. Okay, but let us move into the cards. And I am so sorry if you hear a lot of noise. But if it it gets really, really noisy, I will pause the reading and resume at a later time when it's a little bit more quiet. Hopefully completely quiet. Okay. So I have been taking reversals from this oracle deck. I normally never do, but I did so in another reading I did recently and I felt right. So I'm just gonna continue taking reversals. So if you tune into another reading and you see me reading the cards in the reverse, then that's why. But this card did fall out in the upright. So we have pace yourself with slow and steady number 50 and don't feel rushed. Rushing can cause regret and mistakes. Slow and steady creates the best result. And this is so interesting because it reminds me of the story, the hare and the tortoise. Yeah, so the rabbit, the hare, it can indicate eagerness, as mentioned, high energy, speed as well. So with this message coming through, I feel like you yourself will be feeling high on energy. It could be throughout the next 7 days or sometime in the next 7 days. And it seems like you're being advised to pace yourself. It could also be that something is moving too quickly. And because I did mention a relationship, a connection, and so forth, the word lust did come up. Yeah, if you're currently seeing someone or getting to know someone intimately, romantically, it's very likely that things will be speeding up in the next 7 days. And I don't know why. It seems like you're being advised to consider slowing down, consider pacing yourself, maybe not rushing into the next level or not rushing into anything with this person. Not because there's anything wrong or you're being warned about something. It's more like, you know, just take your time with it and enjoy it. Enjoy getting to know this person. Enjoy developing your relationship with this person. Let it unfold naturally and organically. There's no need to rush, is the feeling I'm getting. It could also be that you or someone else, if this is like a relationship situation, could be feeling like things are moving too quickly. And maybe it's you who, if not this other person, who will be, you know, asking to take it a little bit more slow. Someone could be asking for a little bit more time, is what I'm seeing. Oh, but look, we have the Ace of Cups with number 11, the fox. Ooh, and the fox. Wow, makes me think of like a vixen. Makes me think of lust as well, and like sexual energy, chemistry, curiosity as well. Foxes are known to be very, very curious and playful, lighthearted, and I also get a very lighthearted energy from the rabbit. And then we have the Ace of Cups. Aces always speak of new beginnings. Cup energy is all about the emotional realm, our feelings, the heart space. So the Ace of Cups often indicates new relationships or new romantic feelings or new romantic interests, or it can also indicate someone developing feelings or getting more in touch with their feelings, with their emotions, someone opening up emotionally to another, someone being more vulnerable, someone feeling their feels. The Ace of Cups can also speak about self-love. It doesn't always have to be about, you know, a romantic relationship with another. So what I'm seeing here is that definitely, it seems like someone is catching feelings and they're catching feelings fast and things seem to be getting hot and spicy. So again, this could be you or this could be someone who is currently interested in you, someone developing feelings for you. But the Ace of Cups does indicate unconditional love, so I do see this being a mutual reciprocated energy. So the person that you're developing feelings for is also developing feelings for you. And maybe that's why we have the Pace Yourself card, because there was that message, you light the fire within me. So it seems like sparks are flying. And this attraction, this chemistry, this pull towards one another cannot be denied. It's palpable. And it's growing more intense as time progresses, as you spend more time with this person, as you get to know them more. But this, with the Ace of Cups and the hair and the whole message of pace yourself, it kind of reminds me of like instant attraction. Like when you instantly click with someone, instantly connect with someone. So yeah, maybe you just recently met someone and already you feel like this is the one, or you already want to move on to the next level commitment with this person, or you already want to move things along with this person. And again, if it's not you, this could be how the other person is feeling. And they could be expressing this to you in the next 7 days, or you could be expressing this to your person, or again, this could be a mutual thing where you're both feeling the same way. But it seems like one or both are suggesting to, even though you're feeling this longing, this need, this desire to move things along quickly, you are instead wanting to pace yourselves. I'm not necessarily seeing someone holding themselves back, but it's like being very willful about it. Like, yes, I desire you. Yes, I want to be with you. My attraction to you is undeniable. My feelings for you are undeniable, but I want to take my time with you. I want to get to know you. I want to take things slow to savor every moment with you. I don't want to rush into this because this is precious to me. You know, like I really want to experience this with you. Our connection, the unfoldment of our relationship, as well as experience you. It could also be that there is an attraction to someone, but maybe you haven't yet expressed your feelings towards them. This could be a situation in which, you know, two people are into one another, but feelings haven't been revealed yet. And so the tension is growing between them. So the pace yourself card also makes me think of like a slow burn kind of romance, or of a relationship that unfolds slow and steadily. So it could very well be that that is what you are experiencing, a slow burn romance, or some of you could be simply letting this unfold naturally, kind of waiting. Waiting doesn't feel like the correct word for this situation, but let's say you're kind of waiting for the right timing to come forth and express your feelings, or to suggest entering into a romantic relationship or dating or something along those lines. So it's not like you're doubting, you're hesitating coming forth, but it's more like I'm just waiting for the right timing. I want things to be perfect, because I'm also getting a very romantic energy from this Ace of Cups. So you guys could be quite the romantics, and so you're waiting for the perfect setting. You're really wanting this to be a special moment. Because the Ace of Cups makes me think of someone who values what they have. They really care for what or who ignites their soul. Yeah, again, if this is not you, this is how the other person might be feeling. It almost feels like someone has a set date, or they have plans. Like they know the day and where they're going to confess or possibly to propose, and they're committed to making this vision, this plan, a reality. But for others of you, it could be a thing of, yeah, because we do have the number 50 here, and if we reduce it, we get the number 5. And 5 is all about changes, unexpected changes. But it just makes me think of someone who is sure, someone who knows that this relationship is going to develop into something more, or that their feelings are simply going to deepen. The word undeniable keeps coming to mind. Like, this is undeniable. There's no doubt about this. Now, if you're currently single, there's no one in your life who you are romantically interested in, or no one who has caught your eye, or who you are interacting with, then it could very well be that in the next 7 days, you will be meeting someone who you will catch feelings for. Like I said, this could be an instant, the word recognition just came to mind, but like instant attraction kind of thing. I don't want to say insta love, because that seems a little, I say a lot of cliche and cringy things in my readings, but that feels very cringy to me for whatever reason. So it's more like an instant attraction. or a situation in which like you immediately click with someone. You feel safe with someone, because the Ace of Cups, I personally interpret it as a feeling of safety or as a safe space. So providing a safe space for someone, or someone providing you a safe space to just be yourself. The Ace of Cups also makes me think of like feeling safe and at home with someone. Yeah, so that's how you could be feeling about this person or with this person. Safe, secure, safe enough to just be yourself, not feel worried about judgment or anything of that sort. Because again, as mentioned previously, the Ace of Cups represents unconditional love. And we do have the number 11 here, and I know we only have one 11, but it always, whenever I see the number 11 in and of itself, it always reminds me of the angel number 1111. And I know a lot of people associate that angel number with like divine connections and partnerships and so forth. I personally interpret 1111 as a number of manifestations, of wishes coming true, of aligning with your desires, with your heart's desires. So yeah, if you have been manifesting a romantic relationship, or if you have been manifesting your counterpart, or dare I say it, a soulmate, yeah, you could very well be meeting them in the next 7 days. Or if you're currently seeing someone, the person that you are seeing could potentially be someone that you manifested and or attracted. And that's why you feel this resonance with them. That's why maybe they even felt familiar to you. Or maybe it's not even that they felt familiar, but it's more like when you met them, when you interacted with them, they didn't feel unfamiliar. I know that's a strange way to put it, but it kind of felt like being with them felt right. It didn't feel off. It didn't feel strange. It felt right. And maybe that's why, if that is resonating with you, maybe that's why some of you are wanting to move things along, because it could be this situation in which you're feeling like, yes, you just met this person, or you're just getting to know this person, but it doesn't feel that way to you. You know, it's sort of like, to give you an example, when you catch up with a friend that you haven't seen in years. When you have a really good relationship with this friend, catching up with them is going to feel like you are picking up right where you left off. Like, it was just yesterday that you saw them, when in reality it's been 10 years since you last seen them. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. Like, yes, this might be someone new, this might be a stranger, this is someone that I'm barely getting to know, but it doesn't feel that way, because it feels like when we met, we were reuniting rather than meeting for the first time. When we had our first conversation, it was like we were picking up right where we left off. And so moving on to the next level with this person right after 1 or 2 dates doesn't feel so off, because it feels like I've known them for quite some time. It feels like maybe I've known them forever. That's a little too much, but maybe that's how some of you are feeling, and that's why you are wanting to move things along. And so I don't sense there being anything wrong with you progressing your relationship quickly with this person, if that's what you desire and that's what your person desires as well. But I feel like you're just simply being suggested to pace yourselves. Like, if both of you are certain of each other, then there's no need to rush. You can just enjoy the blossoming of this relationship, like the developing feelings for someone, like having a crush on someone and dating someone, like going through each phase, because we do have this staircase, which makes me think of like going through each level, just so you can savor it all and create beautiful memories with this person. Like, it's more for you, you know, it's more for you, for this person to have things to look back on, beautiful experiences to recall later on. The message that just came to mind is, there's no need to rush when we have all the time in the world. So that's how you or this person or both of you might be feeling. The fox also makes me think of a very cheeky energy. So I do see there being a lot of flirting going on. I also get that from the rabbit. I'm also sensing a lot of insinuations, like spicy talk. There could be also a lot of playful teasing going on between you both. But the number 11 makes me think of the 11th major arcana in tarot, which is the Justice card, and the Justice card is associated with the zodiac sign Libra, which is associated with the 7th house in astrology, which is the house of long-term partnerships and commitments. And all of that just makes me think of a beautiful balanced relationship, and does make me think of long-term commitment, like a relationship that does have the potential to be long-term. And it also makes me think of balance, like a harmonious relationship, two people that complement each other very nicely, who balance each other out, and who have a beautiful, not only beautiful chemistry, but synergy. Like not only their personalities match each other very well, but also their energies, their essence. And I keep seeing in my mind's eye someone smiling. So it's like when you're around this person, you find yourself always smiling. Just looking at them brings a smile to your face. Your happiness is their happiness is your happiness. This is not to say that you rely on this person to be happy, but it's more like they are happy when you are happy. They are excited for your achievements and your successes. Yeah, so with the Ace of Cups here, this makes me think of purity, a pure love, an innocent love, a love that is barely growing, but it does stem from a very pure space. Feels very genuine and sincere. Yeah, so the Ace of Cups also makes me think of opening yourself up to someone, of open and honest communications, vulnerability. So with Pace Yourself, yeah, you could be slowly opening up to this person, and it's not because you're wary of them, but it's more like you're enjoying this process of slowly opening to someone. I don't know why I was just reminded of Edward and Bella from the franchise Twilight. I don't know, maybe that couple, that storyline, that kind of relationship dynamic, between Edward and Bella could be of significance for some of you. Maybe that's what you were trying or have been trying to manifest. And if so, I feel like this is your confirmation that yes, that's the kind of relationship or love you're attracting. Maybe like a fairy tale kind of love, or again, this might sound very cringy and cliche, but like an eternal kind of love, or a very loyal and committed one, because Edward and Bella were very committed to one another. But what was coming to mind is when Edward starts asking Bella a lot of questions, and it's because he wants to get to know her. But he doesn't want to rush anything with her. He's immortal, so rushing things doesn't make sense to him. He knows how valuable time is, but he also understands that every moment counts. There's this feeling of like appreciating something that to you is very beautiful, very worthwhile, very meaningful. Yeah, another movie that came to mind was, I forgot the title of the movie, but the two main characters, they stop in Vienna and they spend the whole time just talking, getting to know one another. They're wanting to get to know the other in an intimate way, and they create such a safe space for each other to be that open, that vulnerable, that sincere, genuine and raw with one another. Okay, I just looked it up, and the title of the movie is Before Sunrise. It's a 1995 movie. Yeah, so either you or this person or both of you are quite the romantic. Whoever is, yeah, they might not appear like it on the surface, or they might say that they're not, but they are definitely quite the romantic. This person, if it's not you, could also believe in like soulmates or special connections, special bonds, and so forth. Again, They might tell you that they don't, but by the way that they talk and what they are attracted to in terms to like movies and books and stories, yeah, it shows otherwise. Maybe they don't want to believe in it because it hurts them to do so for whatever reason, because that's what they long for. And it could be a situation in which they don't like that they do believe in this stuff, or that they hope for it to have that kind of romance or experience that kind of love someday, because they don't want to get their hopes up maybe. And maybe this is how some of you feel as well, if it's not this person, or this could be the way both of you feel. But definitely I feel like this is happening because even though you resisted this notion, or tried to maybe resist your own heart, your own feelings, at the end of the day, like, you couldn't help to long for what your heart longed for, and you ended up manifesting this and attracting it, or calling it in, calling each other in. At least that's the vibe I'm getting. And because there was that message about pregnancy and birthing a new life, if that resonated with you, in the next 7 days, you could very well be experiencing a new kind of love, a parental love, motherly, fatherly love. As mentioned, the Ace of Cups represents unconditional love, so I'm seeing gratitude. I'm seeing someone being overwhelmed with such a pure, sincere emotion. So this could be you in the next 7 days if you are a parent, or you're currently expecting, or you are welcoming a new life into the world sometime in the next 7 days. And with slow and steady, if this is resonating with you, this is indicating that in the next 7 days, you're going to take it slow. You're going to appreciate every moment. And I see someone being filled with wonder, just wanting to really hold on to every moment, to every second, and engrave it in their memory. If you've reached this point of the reading, this is not resonating with you, or it's just partially resonating with you, the other thing I'm seeing with the Ace of Cups is that in the next 7 days, there could be something, not a person, that is really going to catch your interest, and that you're really going to feel quite curious about, if not passionate about. So this could be like a hobby, this could be a profession, a career, this could be a subject. And I see that with the Pace Yourself card, you might be wanting to rush into this. Like, if there's a subject or a topic that's really interesting you, you could be rushing to the library or the bookstore, or opening a lot of tabs on your computer, tablet, phone, all about this topic, wanting to read it all and learn it all right then and there. Yeah, because I see someone being pretty excited, pretty hyped up about something. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, there's kind of a heads up, like if you take this route, you might overwhelm yourself. So just take it slow. This isn't going anywhere. You don't need to rush, because I think that's the underlying message here. Like, this isn't going anywhere. So you don't have to rush it. You don't have to feel like it's escaping you, because it isn't going anywhere. It's there to stay. So whether it be something or whether it be a person, they're here to stay. So you can take your time with it. And you're being advised to take your time with this. Enjoy it. Another example that is coming to mind is like someone getting an idea to start a business, and they're super excited about this idea, and they're wanting to do all the preparations now. They're wanting to open their business here and now, or maybe it's about a website, and they're wanting to, activate their website in the moment. Like, we're loving this energy. We're loving that you're hyped up and excited, and this is really, really good. Just remember, to go through each step so that you just make sure that everything is in order, right? You don't want to miss any important steps, or, miss out on any important information that could be helpful. But it's like, you will be opening this business. You will, like, you're getting there. You're making the moves. You're taking the steps towards it. You will do it. Like, this is your confirmation that this is going to happen. So just, you can Take it step by step. Yeah, again, that message, it isn't going anywhere. It's gonna happen. It's gonna develop. It's gonna unfold. But now I'm going to pull out some oracle cards to get any last messages, advice, and or guidance. Rabbits, hares, foxes could be of significance. They could be a spirit animal of yours, or an animal totem, or an important symbol for the next 7 days. It could be an important animal or symbol for your relationship or your connection with this person, if that message resonated with you, or it could be an important sign or symbol for your love and interest for something. Okay, but we have practice the art of allowing, get in touch with your inner being, and activate your own guidance system. And this is the card that often makes me think of psychic links, psychic connections, even spiritual connections because of the image, which makes me think of like connecting on the astral realm, connecting on a spiritual level, two souls connecting. And here's the heart. Oh, here's the heart shape that I saw in my mind's eye. Literally, it was this small. I barely caught it because it was like everything was dark and I just saw this tiny little heart shape. As small as this, actually. So yeah, heart shape things or heart shapes could be popping up a lot in the next 7 days, and that could be maybe a confirmation, an indicator that things are going smoothly in this connection or relationship, or that this person is about to enter your life. And actually, the Ace of Cups, we have other, like, more heart shapes. Yeah, and here's that flame, here's that fire that was mentioned at the beginning. You light the fire within me. So this makes me think of passion. Someone could also be a fire sign, sun, moon, or rising. It could also be that a fire season could be of significance. So like Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo season could be important. If the next 7 days happens to be during a fire season, then that could be extra confirmation that definitely this is when you will be meeting, connecting with someone who you have some kind of psychic, soul, or spiritual connection with, or this is someone who just you instantly click with. There's an instant spark with this person, or someone that you attracted or manifested. Or it could be the time in which you move on to the next level of commitment with this person, or enter into some committed relationship with this person. This also reminds me of getting in touch with your inner being, with your higher self. So like I mentioned, if it's not about a person, and it doesn't have to be one or the other. It could be both. Like you connecting with someone that you really resonate with at a heart and soul level, even like mental, because I am seeing like intellectual compatibility as well with the fox, as well as like physical. But if you are a sexual being, but yeah, this could also be you connecting with something that you're very passionate about, you connecting with what truly sparks the flame within you, really gets your soul, your inner being excited. Because we do have an eye here, and it makes me think of like awakening to your desires, or awakening to your calling, or what your soul is currently calling you to. Yeah, there's this feeling of like finding out what your passion is, or finding something new that you are passionate about. If manifesting or attracting a romantic partner was resonating with you, this person could have been born under the same moon phase as you. If that is true, that could be serving as a confirmation for you. But if not, don't worry about it. That's just something that came through extra for those who needed that confirmation if it did resonate with them. But if it happens to be, this is the waning gibbous moon phase, I just looked it up. So if it happens to be, or sometime during the next 7 days, the moon is in its waning gibbous phase, that specific day or night could be of significance. Yeah, again, only take that if it resonates. Also, I feel like for some of you who resonated with, connecting with someone and so forth, you could be dreaming of this person, having very vivid dreams about them after meeting them. Yeah, because I feel like your connection only grows deeper and stronger, or it reveals itself to you more and more as you interact more with this person in the physical 3D. Oh, okay. Let's see what else. And we have, you are never stuck. You have endless choices. Interesting. And we have the planet Jupiter here. So we have Saturn and Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of expansion and growth. Yeah, so I'm seeing like feelings growing, a passion for something growing, deepening. The infinity symbol makes me think of infinite potential. We do have what appears to be a dove here, although it's pink or it has a pinkish hue to it. And that makes me think of purity again, innocence, something genuine. Yeah, so with this bird taking flight, it's like something beautiful is growing, something beautiful is taking flight. And whatever it is, it has infinite potential. I didn't mention everlasting romance, everlasting or eternal love, and the infinity symbol reminded me of that. Yeah, so this could even be like, for those of you who believe in past lives, a past life connection. You know, meeting someone who you have a past life connection with, or you've shared many lives with, more like. If you incarnate in the same realm, in the same lifetime, you are bound to bump into each other. You know, it's not to say that every time you incarnate in the same lifetime, you have to have some relationship with this person, but at the very least, you do end up meeting each other, bumping into each other, having some kind of interaction with this person. Because like I said, your energies seem to be, there's a strong synergy between you both. So your energies seem to just always wound up in the same place, like, or your souls seem to wound up in the same place. You just always come together in some way or another. Maybe for just a brief moment, maybe for a longer period. I guess it will depend in each lifetime. But for at least for this life, I am seeing a lot of potential for like long-term commitment. Oh, also take into consideration the numbers. And actually we do have 111 here because the ace is 111. So the angel numbers 1111 or 111 could be of significance. You could be seeing it a lot in the next 7 days, as well as the number 5 or repeated 5s like 555, 5555, and you get the gist. But these numbers 11, 1, and 5 could be of significance, could be life path numbers, yours or this other person's, or they could be important dates. So if it happens to be the 1st, the 5th, or the 11th of the month in the next 7 days, those specific days could be of importance. Also months, you know, we have January with the number 1, May with the number 5, and November with the number 11. But now moving on to the last segment of this reading, where I'm going to be rolling out some homemade dice to find out if anything in specific is occurring on any specific day in the next 7 days. So we have day 1 up until day 7. Oh, okay. And just one more. That's it. I'm going to now remove all of the dice that didn't fall inside the circle, and I'm only going to consider the ones that did. And actually, because this dice didn't fall on the side with an image on it, I'm going to take this one as well. Yeah, I'm only going to consider the dice that fell with an image facing up. So actually, let me just try. Okay, we have, on the second day, we have the different directions image. And on the 7th day, we have the scales, which I felt very excited about when it fell out because I kept mentioning the 7th house and Libra, and the scales always remind me of the zodiac sign Libra. So someone could be a Libra sun, moon, or rising, or Libra season could be of significance, or someone could be an Aries sun, moon, or rising. Someone could have, because it fell out on the number 7, Libra in the 7th house. But again, I didn't mention the 7th house, right? 7th house of commitment, long-term relationships. So I feel like that's double confirmation. Yeah, but on the second day, we have the sign that is pointing in two different directions. So this makes me think of like crossroads as well as decisions, making an important decision or having two different options. And interesting that it fell on the number 2. So on the second day, you could be making a very important decision, or you will be making a very important decision. This decision could be the very thing that gets you closer to meeting someone important, if you know, or meeting this person that we have been speaking about if you haven't met them yet, or it could help with you getting closer to this person. It could also be that maybe some of you are deciding between two people and you will be making up your mind on the second day of the next 7 days. But the feeling I'm getting here is that if you are needing to make some important decision, if you are needing to choose between two or more things or options, and you're stressing about making the right decision, at least the feeling I'm getting from this energy is that there is no wrong decision. Either option that you're considering is okay, it's gonna lead you to the same destination, or there's no wrong decision because you are going to be making not the right decision, but you are going to be choosing what is best for you at the end of the day. It's sort of this feeling of it's guaranteed. You know, especially if you're very open to your own intuition, your own inner guidance, which I feel like you are, because we do have this message, you know, get in touch with your inner being and activate your own guidance system. So I feel like you guys are very in tune with your higher self, with your inner compass. But if not, then maybe this is your heads up that if you are needing to make an important decision, to first go within, you know, ask yourself, what is the most aligned with your inner being, with your inner truth, with your highest good, and also the highest good of all? Because the highest good of all will be your highest good. At least that's the vibe I'm getting with the scales, because it's making me think of justice, fairness, equality. And these two kind of fell across from each other. Some of you could also be taking a trip on this day. Yeah, but that's all that is coming through. So now moving on to the 7th day of the next 7 days, we have the scales. So this makes me think of fairness, equality, as mentioned previously. This makes me think of justice, of the zodiac sign Libra. The scales also make me think of commitment for some reason. For a lot of you, it could be on this day that you will be meeting this person that we have been speaking about, or it could be on this day where you open up to this person if you already know them, if you have been getting to know them, and reveal your feelings to them, or, you know, come to some mutual agreement to take it slow, or maybe even to move on to the next level of commitment. Some of you, which this message might be for a very select few of you, some of you could actually be getting married on this day, or you could be getting engaged or planning your marriage. But I'm seeing, or I keep thinking of like the judicial court, marrying under the law. But if you're currently attending to some legal matters, yeah, you could be receiving news on the 7th day of the next 7 days. And let me see, if that's the case, what kind of energy can we expect from the outcome? Oh, target! Okay. So, I exclaimed because this dice fell out previously, but it's the one that fell with no image facing up. But I kept thinking that what wanted to be revealed was actually the target sign, because that's what I was noticing from my point of view. But yeah, the target makes me think of hitting the bullseye, hitting the target. So this makes me think of success. Yeah, so I think you will be receiving successful news. I'm not sure what that might mean to you in specific, if this is resonating, but there's this feeling of like hitting the bullseye, hitting the target, getting it right. Yeah, but I did notice that this one fell right on the third day. So on the third day, there could be something that you will be achieving or accomplishing. Could also be that on this day, maybe someone is hitting on you, or there could be a lot of flirting going on between you and someone, as mentioned previously. This also makes me think of like arrows and Cupid. So, you know, being hit with Cupid's arrow or being bitten by the love bug on this day. Yeah, but these are all the messages I'm seeing for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you're new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website. And the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. But thank you so much for joining me, and to all of those who watched and or allowed for the advertisements to play in the background, thank you so much, since that is a simple way to support me and to support this growing channel. But I truly do appreciate you being here, and I'm wishing you a wonderful next 7 days to you and to your loved ones. And oh, before I sign off, I do want to give a thanks to Spirit, who assisted me with delivering this message to you. Yeah, that is all for now, and until the next moment, bye bye. Hello you guys who chose group 3, the wild plant. Bienvenidos to your reading. So the phrase that came to mind when connecting with the energy of this group was living la vida loca, which is also the title of a song from Ricky Martin. So maybe the artist Ricky Martin or that specific song could be of significance, but in general, I feel like this is indicating that sometime during or throughout the next 7 days, you could be taking a very relaxed approach to life. I see someone loosening up a little bit. For some reason, an image of a person with long hair came to mind, but what stood out to me is that this person had their hair down and was letting their hair like be wild and free. And so you could be taking a more natural approach when it comes to your appearance, when it comes to how you style yourself, your wardrobe. I'm seeing you taking a more comfortable approach to things, like wearing things that you feel comfortable in, as well as wearing or owning things or being part of something that you feel good about, something that you feel right about. The image that you were drawn to made me think of sustainability. So maybe for the next 7 days, you will be focused more on wearing items that are eco-friendly, sustainable. I'm also getting a very careless vibe from the image that you were drawn to, because I'm noticing that some of the leaves here are turning light green and brown. Some of the leaves seem to be withering. And it makes me think of a plant that needs a little bit more tender and care. So for some, it could be that in some time, or maybe throughout the next 7 days, you might not be feeling so enthused or so inspired to take care of your appearance or look after yourself. Because I am, again, that image of someone with their hair down is coming to mind, but I'm also seeing someone looking a little bit in disarray. Yeah, so I'm not sure what might be going on, if this is something positive or negative. What I've come to realize after uploading so many videos on YouTube is that everybody interprets and perceives the messages differently. What might appear like a positive message for some might not be for others. When I deliver messages, I usually have a neutral feeling about them. Unless there's something that really stands out to me, I let you guys know. But usually I'm not really perceiving something as positive or negative. It's like just me more delivering the messages to you guys. So I'm not sure how you might be feeling about this or how you might be interpreting it. Because for some, like I said, this could just be you being comfortable, you letting yourself be natural. For others of you, this could be a little bit different. This could be maybe how you deal with moments or phases in which you're not feeling so high on energy, or in which you're not feeling in such a good mood. You know, it could depend and vary for each one. The words recognize and recognition did come to mind. I'm not really sure what they're about, but I'm just, sharing it with you because it did come up. But now what is really standing out to me are all the leaves that are bright green, that do seem to be thriving. So if you have been feeling pretty low on energy, or it's been a while since you took care of your appearance, I, for whatever reason, keep thinking of hair, like someone who might be becoming aware sometime in the next 7 days that they haven't brushed their hair in a while, or haven't done their hair in a while, or maybe even haven't gotten a haircut in a while, because now this image here is making me think of pruning, like pruning a plant, which is making me think of a haircut. It's also making me think of it like shaving your legs, shaving off hair from parts of your body. So yeah, maybe some of you are coming out of a low period in the next 7 days. You're starting to feel a little bit better, lighter in spirits, higher in energy, and you could be feeling inspired to maybe do a little bit self-care or attend to anything that you have put on hold when it comes to your basic needs, basic necessities. Or some of you could actually be going above and beyond in the next 7 days. Maybe if above and beyond for you is going to a spa, that could be what you're doing as a form of treating yourself, as a form of self-care, getting a hair treatment or doing a hair treatment on yourself, like doing a face mask or something along those lines. That could be something that you are doing in the next 7 days. Some of you could also be, this has been kind of popping up for the other readings as well, looking more into your health, going for a physical checkup or going to the dentist, just attending to you, to your basic needs, looking after yourself, your physical body. For those of you who have been going to therapy but have stopped, you could be resuming therapy sometime in the next 7 days. For others of you, you could be deciding to start therapy for the first time sometime in the next 7 days because you're wanting to take better care of your mental health. Yeah, I just feel like a lot of you are wanting to take better care of yourself and attend more to you. Yeah, and if you have been doing so, I see you continuing to do so for the next 7 days. If you have been working on yourself, or more like working through something, if you have been on a healing journey, whether it be mental, physical, even spiritual or energy-wise, I feel like those who are around you in the next 7 days will see a shift in you, will see that you have been making progress, or that there is some kind of betterment, because I'm being reminded of the word recognition. So it's like there is recognition over your hard work, over your efforts, your consistency, or your perseverance, your determination to get better, to get healthier, and so forth. And honestly, when I saw this image, it immediately reminded me of the Seven of Pentacles in tarot, which I often interpret as representing self-care, as representing healing, as representing someone's health improving. So yeah, if you've been working on improving your health, I do feel like in the next 7 days, you are going to see an improvement, and not only you, but your loved ones are going to see it as well. Like, let's say they might notice you having a healthier complexion, for example. Yeah, because I'm now picturing someone with like rosy cheeks, or again, going back to hair, someone's hair looking a lot healthier. Yeah, maybe some of you have been wanting to grow out your hair, or increase the density of your hair, or improve the health, the shine of your hair. And if so, I feel like you are seeing progress, you are seeing improvement in the next 7 days. And again, it's not only you, but others are recognizing, seeing it as well. And that could be like serving as extra confirmation for you that something is working, that you are making progress. And I feel like that will motivate you as well, because the Seven of Pentacles, I believe, also talks about motivation, encouragement, reinforcement. So yeah, you're definitely receiving reinforcement and encouragement sometime in the next 7 days about something you've been working hard on or trying to improve, or something you've been putting a lot of effort into. But if you guys have like house plants, or if you have a garden, or if you grow produce, you could be tending to your plants in these next 7 days, and there could be a specific plant that might not be looking too good. Yeah, and maybe you haven't noticed yet. So if you have house plants, if you haven't checked on them recently, maybe check on your house plants, because there could be 1 or 2 that aren't doing so well. They might just need a little bit of water, or maybe they need a little bit more sun or shade. Yeah, or maybe they just need your presence, your acknowledgement, for you to say hi to them. Your company. Yeah, this might sound a little bit cheesy, but if some of you read to your plants or play music to them or talk to them, and you haven't done so in a while, your plant wants you to know that they miss that. They miss you. They miss hearing your voice, or they miss listening to the music that you play them. They like that. They like that kind of interaction. It makes them feel special and at home. I'm being quite sincere about this, by the way. I know for some this might sound a little bit weird, but that is the message that is coming through for some of you. So yeah. Yeah, also maybe it's you who needs a little bit of water, because the message living la vida loca did come to mind. Some of you have maybe been partying hard in the last couple of days, or you maybe have been out and about a lot, and you know, I really don't know what the party life is like. I'm a hardcore introverted homebody who's a bit asocial, so parties aren't really my scene. But yeah, if you haven't, you know, hydrated yourself, like drank a healthy amount of water, or even eaten a proper meal, a proper healthy balanced meal in a while, yeah, I feel like you are being called to hydrate and feed yourself a proper meal, because I feel like your physical body is missing that and really needs some H2O and a nutritious meal. And oh, also sleep. Sleep is coming to mind. So maybe some of you haven't had proper sleep recently, and that could be something that you're needing at this moment, like proper restful sleep. And if so, you could be getting this much needed sleep in the next 7 days. The phrase getting back on track is coming to mind. So some of you could, and now the word regulating came to mind. So in the next 7 days, some of you could be like regulating, or begin working on regulating your nervous system, or regulating your sleeping schedule, your internal clock, or resuming something, like resuming your old routine, sleeping schedule, eating schedule, something along those lines. Yeah, but there's this overall feeling of stabilizing something, or yeah, or as mentioned, getting back on track, something along those lines. Or more like finding your footing again. Okay, but those are too many cards, so I'm gonna put them back and try again. And I have been taking reversals from this oracle deck, and if you have watched some of my next 7-day timeless prediction readings, you know that I don't read these cards in the reversal. But in the recent video I recorded, I read these cards in the reversal and it felt right. So I'm gonna continue doing that. Yeah, so just to give you guys a heads up. But this card did fall out in the upright, and we have touch with physical, and the message: use your hand to feel all that it can feel. Your fingertips may be extra heightened in feeling right now. There may also be an energy that knows how to use their hands very well. And we do have the number 34. Okay, so this number is really standing out to me. Some of you could be 34 years of age at this moment, or in the next 7 days. You could be turning 34. If so, happy birthday to you, or happy new year to you. I always think of the day we were born as someone's new year, because you're literally like, you know, kind of starting a new cycle on that day that you were born. But anyways, yeah, and if that happens to be the case, then this could be serving as extra confirmation for you. But if not, don't worry about it. The number 34 in itself could be of significance. If not, maybe the numbers 3 and 4 independently could be of importance. The number 3 makes me think of expansion and growth, creativity. It's also reminding me of the Empress card in Tarot, which speaks about fertility, health, vitality, beauty, nurture, care, growth. And then the number 4 is a number that indicates protection, stability, groundedness, security. And I personally associate the number 4 with health as well. So yeah, and then we have physical. So there seems to be a lot of messages hinting at health and progress and growth and improvement as well. And then we have physical here, which is making me think of the physical body. So definitely in the next 7 days, you could just be attending more to your physical body, taking better care of your physical vessel. With this energy of touch, it's making me think of need, like reaching out for something that you need. So I feel like in the next 7 days, you are going to reach out for things that your body needs to not only survive, but to thrive. So again, this is making me think of basic needs, like drinking water, hydrating yourself, eating well, possibly even stretching, exercising your body, taking in some natural vitamin D, or taking in supplements if that's something that you have been recommended by your medical provider, your doctor. Yeah, but now let me pull out a clarifier. Also, touch is making me think of tending to something, you know, getting your hands into something, which is making me think of like gardening, repotting plants, tending to plants, taking care of them. So some of you could be doing that in the next 7 days. And touch is also making me think, oh yeah, okay, sorry. One thing I forgot to mention at the start of the reading is that when I was connecting with this group's energy, I felt a lot of heat emanating from my hand. So whenever that happens, when I'm connecting with someone's energy, it hints to me that the one I'm connecting to is a healer or has healing abilities. Now, I'm of the belief that we all have the ability to heal ourselves. Some are more open to extending that healing to others. And I feel like that is very much your case. I feel if you want to, you could very well extend your healing to others. So be a healer, heal others with your hand. Maybe some of you are currently healers, or you identify or perceive yourself as healers. And this could be like energy healers, Reiki healers, but it could also be something like being a masseur, a masseuse, healing through cooking, anything that has to do with touch, with you using your hands, because I feel like, you know, we can channel energy in many different ways, but I feel like for this group in specific, you channel energy through your hands. So anything that allows you to work with your hands, I feel like if you want to, if you set an intention to it, or maybe even at a subconscious level, you imbue that with your healing energy, with healing intention. So like if you cook, the meals that you cook, the food that you prepare could be very healing to others, very soothing as well. Or maybe you know about home remedies, you know about nature-based medicine, knowing the medicinal properties of plants, you know, like preparing concoctions as well. Or others of you could know, practice, or maybe are interested in something like acupuncture. So you could be interested in homeopathy. Or another profession that comes to mind is hairdresser, a makeup artist, a beautician, you know, because that also has to do with the hands. I feel like you guys have a very soothing, healing, calming touch. So if you're currently thinking about pursuing any of these professions or anything related with you working with your hands, then I feel like this is confirmation to you that yes, that is a good career path for you. But just if you are aiming to bring forth healing, or you know that you do at times overextend yourself, or you are well aware that you're quite empathic, then just remember to take care of yourself, you know, because sometimes we can overextend ourselves when we are sending out energy, especially healing energy to others. We can, you know, drain ourselves of our own energy if we don't remember to, in a way, refill our cup, or, you know, to know our limits as well, to know when to pull back a little bit, to know when to set our boundaries, as well as to know how to protect our own energy. So just a heads up about that. But in the next 7 days, you could also be going to someone who has a very healing, soothing, and comforting touch. So you could be maybe going to one of these many professionals or people who delve into one of these many professions I mentioned. Because I did mention something about hair, right? So, for example, you could be going to a hairdresser in the next 7 days, getting your hair done, getting your haircut done, and the person who will be doing your hair, they have, in a way, magical hands. They are a healer. Maybe they are aware of this, maybe they're not. Yeah, so I see you having a very comforting and pleasant experience, in other words. Yeah, so if it's not a hairdresser, maybe you will be going to a masseur, a masseuse, maybe you are going to an acupuncturist, maybe someone is going to prepare you a home-cooked meal and it's going to sit really well with you, really well with your body. Yeah, so it could be any of those things. I just mentioned a few just to give you an idea. But now let me pull out a clarifier before I continue rambling on. Also, what is coming to mind is the touch of a motherly figure, or even a fatherly figure. You know, that touch of safety, of comfort, of knowing that everything is going to be all right. It's reminding me of someone being soothed, someone being comforted. So, yeah, you could be comforting someone in the next 7 days, or someone will be comforting you. I did mention the word reassurance before, so I do see some of you receiving reassurance, or maybe reassuring someone. And I see this being very healing to whoever is receiving this reassurance. Yeah, I see this giving that person a lot of strength. Okay, so we have 2 cards. One fell out and one simply flipped over. And we have the Joker. And this, I refer to it as my free pass card. But the Joker is associated, it's kind of the equivalent of the full card in tarot. And we also have the 6 of Wands with number 43, Lightning. So the other thing I was going to say before I pulled out these 2 cards is that in the next 7 days, you might be craving physical touch. I did mention being comforted, so that could be something that you might be craving as well, like reassurance, being comforted, feeling safe in the arms of someone. And if so, with the 6 of Wands being here, I do see you receiving this. I did mention that already, but I just want to reaffirm and confirm it to you. The 6 of Wands is a card that indicates success, victory. Oh, it's also a card of recognition. Very, very interesting because that is a word that came up for you guys. So yeah, maybe in the next 7 days, you're recognizing that you are craving physical touch, that you are craving closeness, proximity with others, or maybe with a specific someone, and it's sometime in the next 7 days that you're reaching out for it, you're asking for it, you're actively asking for it, and you're receiving it. Yeah, because we do have the Joker, the Fool card showing up for you guys, and the Fool to me is a card of zero judgment. I mean, it is the 0 card in the tarot. So the Fool is free of judgment, is free of preconceived notions of what should and should not be, of like societal rules and stuff like that. So I see the Fool as someone with no shame because they are so pure of heart, pure of mind. Their intentions are so pure, their actions are so pure. The Fool is literally the child. I know the Sun card is often associated with childlike energy, but the Fool, I feel, really represents that innocence. So very much like a child or like children, they don't really think things through per se. If they feel drawn to something, they simply go towards it. If they are curious about something, they ask. They don't think whether it's appropriate or not. They just ask because their curiosity is innocent. So I do see you having sort of this, I was gonna say assertive energy, but that's not quite it. It's more like honesty. It's more like honesty and transparency. Like if you're feeling in need of a hug, if you want to be embraced, I see you being honest about it, asking for someone to hold you, to hold your hand, to embrace you, asking for someone's company, so for someone to be there with you. And like I said, the phrase that just came to mind is, ask and you shall receive. Yes, you will be receiving what it is that you are asking for. You will be receiving support as well. Yeah, and again, this touch card is making me think of reaching out. So I do see you reaching out, as well as you being extended a lending hand. And interestingly enough, I do see you being quite open about what it is that you need, what it is that you're desiring. But also I feel like people, more specifically your loved ones, will be reaching out to you. So there will be moments in which, without you even asking, you will receive exactly what it is that you're needing and are craving. So if like you're in need of a hug, someone around you will notice and offer it to you. And so, because I did mention transparency, the Joker card, the Fool card, is making me think of like an open book. So I feel like it's your energy as well that's going to be quite transparent. Like it's sort of this feeling of you won't be able to hide what's going on. It will reveal itself in maybe your facial expression or in your demeanor, in your posture, in your communication, in your voice. Or it's just this thing where like those who are closest to you, those who you have the strongest connection with, will just know. Will just know what it is that you're needing, or will just know when to reach out to you. So with the Six of Wands here, this could even be a case in which like you're at home, let's say, or in your room by yourself, and you're feeling maybe a little bit down, or maybe you're thinking about someone in specific, and then all of a sudden you receive a text from that person, or you receive a text from your friend or a loved one who you feel really safe with, and they're contacting you, asking you how you are, how you're doing, or they're sending you something that, lifts your spirit, like a funny clip, a funny video, a meme, and it's like the thing that you needed. Like hearing from this person was just what you needed to feel safe again, or just what you needed to feel comforted, or that funny clip is just what you needed to get you out of a slump, or lift your spirits, lift your mood. Yeah, so the other thing that is coming through is that in the next 7 days, you could be hearing from someone who you haven't heard in a while. Seeing in my mind's eye a text going along the lines of, we haven't caught up in a while, I haven't heard from you in a while, but you've been popping up in my mind a lot recently, or I dreamt about you recently, and I was just wondering how you were doing. Maybe if you have time to catch up, we can plan a day to do that, that sort of thing. And I see this being something that will be quite comforting to you, or will let you know that there are people thinking about you. There are people who have you on their mind. Yeah, because the Six of Wands and the Fool, it's such a light-hearted, such a joyful energy or vibe. And with touch, it makes me think that you have touched people's hearts in a way that maybe you were not even aware of. Like, you have had such a positive impact on so many people. And I don't really know if you know that, if you're aware of that. Because the Joker makes me think of a silver lining, an energy that brightens someone's day. So, especially with the Six of Wands showing up right next to the Fool. So, you are and you have been the light in someone's darkness. You have showed up maybe in more than one person's life as the silver lining. Six of Wands makes me think of inspiration. So I feel you have also inspired people in a very positive way. You have left a positive impact with the lightning showing up here. So yeah, I hope you know that. And if you don't, then we're here to let you know that yes, you have. And when people reach out to you asking how you're doing, it's because they're genuinely thinking about you and wondering how you are, not because they're wanting to get up all in your business. It's just they want to know how you are doing. They want to just make sure that you're doing well because they care about you, because when they think of you, they're flooded with such a warm feeling. Like, I feel a lot of people have a soft spot for you, or they have really good memories about you. And those who are around you, and I just felt very strongly like someone closing the door on me. So maybe a lot of you have already clicked out of this video because you're not liking what I'm saying. You're not liking these messages. Yeah, or some of you could be currently resisting all of this. I don't know if you tend to resist hearing these kind of messages because you don't believe in it, or something about this might trigger a painful feeling, because now I'm feeling a pang in my chest. But I do feel like you have people around you who genuinely care about you, like they genuinely do, and so they don't hesitate, and they will not hesitate to be there for you, to comfort you, because I feel like you have been there for so many people and comforted so many people. And it's this thing of you have done so without even needing to be asked. Like, you could be someone who just knows what people need. Like, you know when people need space, you know when people need to be heard, listened to, you know when people need advice, you know what kind of advice to give them, you know what to say, when to say it, to help people through a difficult time. You know what to provide. And I feel like people are really grateful for that. Like, the people you have extended your healing to, your presence, your kindness, your gentleness to, they really appreciate it. They're very appreciative of it. They haven't forgotten. They know how valuable, how important this is and was to them and still is to them. And so they value you so much. It's not so much what you offer, but it's you. It's you, your presence, your very being. It's you. So they wish they could help you. Like, if you need the help, they really wish that they could provide exactly what you need to help you out. Not so much to repay a favor. That's not the feeling I'm getting here, but it's more like, I wish I could offer you the gift that you bestowed on me, because you deserve. It's not even about deserving, because deserving, whenever I say the word deserving, it makes me feel like I have to point this out to you because it's not already a given. But this is a given that you are deserving of this love and care. And I hope you know that, and I hope you feel it's okay. And I see you coming into this energy where you're feeling it's okay to ask for the lending hand. And I do see you receiving it. But that was one interpretation that was coming through from these cards. Something else I'm seeing is that, okay, let me touch upon this first. Before I forget. For those of you who are currently seeing someone romantically, like maybe you're flirting with someone, you're dating someone, you're getting to know someone in that romantic way, I do see you with the Six of Wands here going steady with this person, or announcing to others that you are seeing this person, like that you're dating them, that you're getting to know them romantically, or that you're thinking about moving on to the next level of commitment with them or committing to them. Yeah, because the Six of Wands makes me think of going public. And the Fool here has an energy of like newness, something barely starting. Or the Fool card can also speak about potential, infinite potential, because it is the 0 card of the major arcana. So yeah, you could be starting a new relationship with someone sometime in the next 7 days, or more like announcing your relationship with someone, or your relationship status. But with touch, with physical being here, there's also something about like public displays of affection. So you could be displaying your affection for someone more publicly in the next 7 days. The Fool card can speak about carelessness or recklessness. So the other feeling I'm getting here, and only take it if it resonates. If it does not resonate with you, then it does not apply to you. I know you guys know that. It's just like a reminder. Because I am seeing that some of you could find yourself getting carried away while you're out in public. So yeah, if like PDA, public displays of affection, are something that you're okay with, your partner is okay with, there could be a lot of that in the next 7 days. But if that's not something that you're really used to, or that's something that you're more like mindful of, I feel like in the next 7 days you could be getting a little carried away, or just not minding it so much, not being aware of it so much. If you're all of a sudden wanting to reach out for your partner's hand, you're in public, you're doing that. So I'm not seeing anything excessive exactly, or anything that like crosses anybody's boundaries, for example, or is disrespectful in any way. But let's see. Oh, I just noticed we have mirroring numbers 34 and 43. So mirroring numbers could be of significance in the next 7 days. You could be seeing a lot of those. But what this is making me think is of reciprocity. And it's also making me think of like you seeing yourself in someone else seeing themselves in you, or you seeing yourself in others. So what is coming to mind is that your generosity, your kindness, you're seeing it in others. What you extended to others, it's now being extended to you. Maybe in a slightly different way, because we all have different love languages. We all have different ways of showing affection, love, and care, of extending support. But I do see you receiving the energy that you send out to others, and it being very helpful to you, because we do have the Six of Wands here, which again represents success. But the Fool makes me think of, or for this spread in specific, it made me think of networking, connecting worldwide. And because the Touch card was making me think of reaching out. For those of you who have a social media presence, in the next 7 days, I do see you or your work, your content, your social media page reaching the hands of new people, like new audience. Yeah, there's this feeling of like reaching a larger audience. So let's say if you have a YouTube channel, your videos could be in the next 7 days recommended to a larger audience, new viewers from new parts of the world. Yeah, so let's say the algorithm could be favoring your content in the next 7 days and really recommending it to a lot of people. But it feels like more out there, like in new regions. I don't know, that phrase kept popping up in my mind, so I just shared it with you guys. But also I feel like a lot of you are going to put in the effort to reach out to more people. So some of you could actually be networking, or maybe if you are an influencer or you work through social media, you could be putting your work or promoting yourself, your business, and so forth on new social media platforms. Or you could be maybe putting a little bit more effort in connecting with your current audience if you do have one. But there is this feeling of like either reaching out or wanting to reach out to more people, to a larger audience, or to people who are like farther away, like across the globe, across the world from you. And if that's the intention, I do see you being quite successful at this. You successfully reaching more people, you successfully reaching a larger audience. Yeah, but 0 makes me think of new, like new audience, more people coming in. And there's this feeling of like, it's people who are not just like new to your content, but it's like new in the sense of they could be new to the community that you are a part of. Like, let's say if you are a tarot reader on YouTube, then you're part of like the tarot reading community or the spiritual community. So this new audience wouldn't just be new to your channel, but they would be new to the spiritual community. They would be new to the tarot reading community. Yeah, and they're attracted to you. They're attracted to your work. So you could be the one who is gently guiding them, welcoming them into this community. Yes, like I said, I feel like you have a gentle touch. You provide a safe space for a lot of people. You could also be someone who is not only a great listener, but you're also great at like teaching, at helping people get comfortable with something, or become more familiarized with something. Yeah, so you could be guiding a lot of people in the next 7 days and even moving forward. Because the other thing I'm seeing with touch is that like your work or what you do or who you are as a person really, like touches people's heart, really resonates deeply with people. Or at least that is what I'm seeing to be the case for the next 7 days. Now I want to pull out some extra oracle cards. Yeah, and the example I gave about like a YouTube channel, tarot reading community, that was just an example. It doesn't have to be that specific situation. Okay, so we have meditate your way to tuning into the frequency of your highest good. Control the way you feel and reconnect with your source energy. Okay, so the Fool card often indicates spirituality, and I was going to touch upon that, but then I got distracted by other messages and I totally forgot. And now I'm being reminded with this card over here. So yeah, the Fool card can speak about spirituality, spiritual awakenings, the start of a spiritual journey, which I kind of briefly touched upon. So some of you could be starting on your spiritual journey, and maybe it's like someone that is online or someone that you will be coming across with in the next 7 days, or coming across their content, their work in the next 7 days, who is helping you getting started on this spiritual journey of yours, or who is awakening you to something, because those words recognize and recognition did come up at the beginning. Yeah, but for others of you who are already on a spiritual journey, I feel like in the next 7 days you are going to feel called to retreat in order to go within and reconnect with yourself, because I did mention something about resuming a routine and so forth. And what is coming to mind here is like resuming a spiritual practice. So if you haven't meditated for a while, but you used to do so, you could be resuming your meditation practices. For some, it could be about visualizing. For others of you, it could be about like spiritual hygiene, like taking care of your energy, cleansing, protecting your energy, and so forth. Or it could be all of the above or something entirely different. But I do see you guys resuming a spiritual practice of yours, or more than one. I do see you taking time to connect or reconnect with yourself. And with touch here, a lot of you could be extending your healing energy or focusing your healing energy towards you, like healing yourself. Maybe if you're a Reiki practitioner, you could be doing some Reiki on yourself sometime in the next 7 days. Or if you are a masseuse, if you know how to give massages, if you know about pressure points and so forth, you could be giving yourself a nice massage. Yeah, it seems like you're turning your hand, your magical healing hand, towards you. You're extending support and care to you in the next 7 days. Also, what I wanted to say again, I intended to say, but then I got distracted by other messages and I totally forgot until now that I remembered out of the blue, is that if you have been attending a course, it could be in the next 7 days that you will be completing it, getting certified. Yeah, and I see celebration. And you could be celebrating with others, or you could just be celebrating yourself that yes, you completed this course, you got certified for something, or maybe this could be something about like passing an exam that you have been studying for, but I definitely see victory with the 6 of Wands. So I do see you successfully completing something, successfully passing and or accomplishing something. Or learning something. Okay, but let me pull out another oracle card. Or this could be like completing a level and now feeling quite excited because since you completed this level, now you're able to move on to the next level. And we have, when you feel sad about stuff, hang on. It'll be over in a little bit. Yeah, and so with the waves here, that makes me think of like emotions fluctuating, like a reminder that there's ups and downs in life, but you know, nothing is ever permanent. So if you're going through a down, know that it's gonna end. It's this feeling, this phase, this moment isn't going to last forever because it is a moment. Yeah, so this is not to say that going through it isn't rough, yet it's just your reminder that it will come to an end. It will come to an end. So as the message says, hang on, don't lose hope. Because as I always mention this quote in my general readings, as Uncle Iroh says in the animated series Avatar: The Last Airbender, you must never give in to despair. Allow yourself to slip down that road and you surrender to your lowest instincts. In the darkest times, hope is something you give yourself. That is the meaning of inner strength. Yeah, and we all experience different lows. So this being a general reading, I can't really say what it is that you might be going through at this moment if you are experiencing a low, because it will be different and it will vary for each one of you. Yet what is being pointed out to me is that, you know, sometimes we might be feeling low because we haven't attended to a basic necessity or need. And in the moment, whilst we are experiencing this low, we might not really realize or recognize it for what it is, because it feels so visceral, it feels intense at times, so much so that we might link it with something else that isn't the cause, because the real cause, the real reason might seem too simple at times or too easy. This is not to say that what you're going through isn't hard. Okay, just to give an example, because I think that will better help. If someone is feeling pessimistic about their life or about the future, they're feeling hopeless and irritable and frustrated with everybody just pisses them off and nothing feels right, then they could be linking this to the world being against them, or them being a terrible person, or with this being a sign that something terrible is going to happen, or, you know, something along those lines that might seem a little bit extreme and seem like you have no control over it, when in reality they are feeling this way because they haven't slept. So they're cranky. They're irritable because they haven't rested. Everything pisses them off because they're tired. They're worn out. Their body hasn't had time to recharge. So everything, every noise, scent overstimulates the body, the nervous system. And so that's why they're feeling shaky. Or it's because they haven't eaten. And when they don't eat, they get pretty cranky or their mood turns sour. So it could be something along those lines. Like you might not be feeling so good because there is a basic need or basic necessity that you haven't attended to. So this is, I guess, just a heads up, a reminder to you guys that if you start feeling like your emotions are all over the place, or you start feeling low on energy or frustrated, or you find yourself being pessimistic, then if you can remember to take a moment to pause in order to check in with yourself. Like, did I sleep well last night? How many hours of sleep have I gotten? Have I eaten? And what did I eat? Did I eat something that I know causes me to be jittery? If you can, remember to check in with yourself. And if you find that everything checks the list, like, yes, I have slept well, yes, I have been taking care of myself, yes, then, you know, it might be pertaining to something else. And oftentimes, like, one thing is linked to the other. Like, if I haven't been sleeping well, it's because, you know, maybe there is something that's worrying me. Maybe I have to, like, address that first because it is affecting my sleep. You know, then you can, like, look more deeper into that to help you really find out what the root cause is. So just a heads up about that, because with the waves here, yeah, I see, like, emotions possibly running high. Not throughout the next 7 days, but maybe, like, sometime the next 7 days. Like, maybe one day you're not feeling so high on energy and chirpy, and it could be because you didn't get a good night's sleep. That could be the case. I'm just, yeah, pointing that out. Also, because we do have the beach here, some of you could be visiting, going to the beach, the seashore, going somewhere that's near the ocean, the sea. Yeah, and it could be because you're craving to connect with, like, the ocean, the sea, like touch or put your hand in the water. There's something about, like, coolness, like feeling calm and relaxed when you touch something cool or cold, or like breathe fresh, cool, crisp air, like night air, for example. Yeah, that could be very calming and soothing for some. But now I'm going to move into the last segment of this reading, where I'm going to roll out some homemade divination dice to see on what day it falls on, because the day that it falls on, that will let us know what will be happening specifically on that day. Ooh, okay, so, okay, okay, that's it. I'm gonna put all of the other ones back in their little bag. And we have 3 homemade dice that fell out on 2 different days. So on the 3rd day of the next 7 days, we have the hourglass. And on the 6th day of the next 7 days, we have the megaphone, as well as waves. This is here to represent the element of water. Yeah, some of you could be visiting the sea or the ocean on the 6th day of the next 7 days, or you might be feeling very drawn to the ocean, the sea, or sea themed things. Also, salt water could be something that you might be feeling quite drawn to as well on this day. Also, because I did mention hydrating yourself, it could be on this day that you're really feeling called to remind yourself to drink water, to keep yourself hydrated. But let's start off with the third day of the next 7 days. So the hourglass represents time. And for me, it often indicates divine timing. And what is coming through in specific is deadlines, because I'm hearing the ticking of a clock in my mind. So there could be an important deadline on this day, or you could be feeling like time is running out on this day, but maybe because you are paying a lot of attention to the time, like you're focusing on the clock, maybe on this day you'll find yourself looking at the clock a lot or looking at your phone to check the time a lot. And so you could either be feeling like time is moving too quickly or time is moving too slowly. Because now what is coming to mind is someone sitting at a waiting area and they're waiting to be called upon, and they feel like it's taking forever, like time is moving too slowly. Yeah, so you could be waiting for something, or you could be made to wait for something or for someone on this day, or there could be something that is time concerning, like you need to do something under a set amount of time. So you could be timing yourself, or someone could be timing you. What comes to mind is like a test, an exam. And I kind of didn't mention that. Like if you're taking an exam, then I see you getting like really good results, or you like successfully taking this exam. So maybe it's on this day that some of you will be taking an exam, or maybe giving a presentation, which is the very same thing. I see success for you guys, things turning out well for you. This could also be like an evaluation. But for others of you, this could be like an assignment or a project that you're doing that you need to like maybe turn in on this day, or you're being given a set amount of time to do this on this day. Yeah, but again, whatever it may be, like if it's an assignment, a project, something that you need to achieve or accomplish, I'm seeing success, with the Six of Wands being here. You achieving this successfully, turning it in on time successfully, completing something successfully, and so forth. Okay, but that's all I'm getting with the hourglass. Now moving on with the megaphone and the water or the waves. The megaphone represents announcements, and funny how it fell on the number 6 because it's reminding me of the Six of Wands. You could be making an announcement on this day, and I see this being positive news, or maybe you will be receiving some good news. Someone in your family, in your friend group, at work could be announcing something that is going to leave you with a positive feeling. But water is often associated with the realm of emotions and feelings. So with these two, I'm seeing that on this day, you're going to be very open about how you are feeling. It could be with your loved ones, with people that you feel safe and comfortable with, but it could also just be in general. Like you're feeling very comfortable with letting other people know what your boundaries are, or letting other people know when they're crossing your boundaries. You could feel very comfortable with being transparent, with being honest, like, hey, I like that, I don't like that. You could be calling up or reaching out to people that you are missing, letting them know that, hey, I've been thinking about you, like how you're doing, or do you want to get together sometime, that sort of thing. I see you being quite expressive on this day. Yeah, and if you're feeling sad, I see you being quite expressive about that as well, like letting your loved ones know, like, hey, I don't feel like going out, or I don't feel like doing this because I'm feeling quite down right now, or I'm feeling quite sad. So if it's okay with you, can we just stay in or watch a movie, or I would just like to spend some time alone, that sort of thing. Yeah, so the other thing I'm seeing is that you're allowing yourself to feel through whatever it is that you're feeling without like putting too much pressure on yourself to get over this feeling quickly or to react to it. Yeah, and megaphones also make me think of beaches because lifeguards tend to have megaphones, right? Or it also makes me think of places with like indoor pools or outdoor pools, because there's usually lifeguards and they have megaphones. So yeah, some of you could be going to the beach on this day, or going somewhere where there is a lifeguard maybe, or there is a large pool of water. Yeah, so some of you could even be lifeguards yourself or work as a lifeguard. Yeah, but these are all the messages I'm seeing for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you're new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. But thank you so much for being here, and to all of you who took the moment to watch the advertisements or just let them play in the background, thank you so much for that, since that is a simple way to support me and to support this channel. And before I sign off, a thank you to Spirit, who assisted me with delivering these messages to you. But this is all for now. I'm wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful next 7 days, and until the next moment, bye bye. Hello you guys who chose the octopus, bienvenidos to your reading. So the octopus could be a pretty significant and or important animal for you guys. For those of you who believe in spirit animals, this could be a spirit animal of yours, or a spirit animal that will be working with you in the next 7 days. It could also be that the octopus, at least for the next 7 days, will be an important symbol and or sign. So if you start seeing images of octopi, or you happen to see an octopus in real life, then that could be your spirit guide or your higher self trying to communicate something to you in specific. Now, octopus are highly intelligent creatures. I also believe they are very emotionally intelligent as well. And the word that just came to mind was transcendent. So, I get the feeling that for the next 7 days, you are going to find yourself being quite aware of your emotional state. In general, I feel that those of you who chose this group are emotionally intelligent as well as sensitive. And what I mean by this is you can pick up on the energy around you quite easily and interpret it quite well as well. I feel like you guys have a keen sense where you just know how others are feeling, or what their current emotional state is, or possibly even what people are going through or what they need in the current moment without them needing to tell you. In other words, I feel like you guys are really good at reading energy, or more like reading people. Yeah, because I feel you guys are quite observant, so you pick up on the little gestures, movements, posture of people, their facial expression, changes in tone, changes in attitude. You're quite good with that. And if you don't feel this is you on a daily basis, I do feel like this will be your energy for the next 7 days. Being quite observant, picking up on cues very quickly and interpreting them quite well. And I feel like you guys are also really good, or you will be quite good in the next 7 days at assessing a situation, assessing an environment, assessing people. Yeah, so if you happen to be meeting someone for the very first time in the next 7 days, your first impression of them, I will say, will be pretty accurate. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Also, the octopus's tentacles have the capacity not only to sense through touch, but also smell and taste. So this to me is indicating that you will not only be sensitive to the energy around you, but also very sensitive to sensory stimuli. So in the next 7 days, you could find yourself picking up on smells very easily, or identifying them quite well as taste. And what is coming through in specific is that in these next 7 days, there is going to be a curiosity to try new things, like try new tastes, new flavors. And I see someone reaching out for things. So what is coming to mind in specific is a person looking at objects in a store, but instead of just simply looking at them, observing them, they feel this need to grab them and touch them with their hands, like feel them, possibly even smell them. I'm seeing someone smelling candles. So yeah, you could find yourself picking things up a lot, touching them, feeling them, smelling them, using your senses in order to really connect with your environment. And like I said, there is a curiosity, there is a yearning, a longing to experience new things through your senses. So in the next 7 days, you could find yourself listening to a lot of music, maybe different genres. You could even find yourself wanting to listen to the sound of specific instruments. So, just listening to a guitar solo or piano solo. If you yourself play an instrument, you could be reaching for your instrument a lot in the next 7 days. What just came to mind was a guitar, like plucking at the strings, feeling the strings. You could also be lighting scented candles or using those candle warmers or lighting up incense, or maybe indulging in a little bit of aromatherapy, but again, like exploring new scents. Yeah, and I just keep seeing in my mind's eye someone looking at things, grabbing things, and continuously asking like, oh, what is this? What does this do? How does that feel? What does that smell like? What does that taste like? Yeah, so you could be exploring quite a bit in the next 7 days when it comes to the senses, or exploring with your senses. Okay, but also, the octopus having 8 tentacles, it makes me think of multitasking. And I'm not quite sure if multitasking is possible, but multitasking does make me think of like having a lot on your plate, or having to attend to a lot of responsibilities, or having your hands full. It also makes me think of someone who is, what's the expression? I forgot what the expression is, but another expression that is coming to mind that is quite similar to what I'm looking for is wearing a lot of hats. So you could be in the next 7 days invested in more than one area, like pursuing more than one interest, investing time on more than one hobby. Like I said, you could be trying different things in these next 7 days. So for example, let's say maybe you're attending a course about pottery and ceramics, but you're also attending a course about history, and you're also taking guitar classes as well as learning a new language. So it's like you're trying your hand, is that the expression? At different things, multiple things. Or you could be wanting to. Like there could be a lot of things that are drawing your interest these next 7 days. But now let me pull out the rest of the cards. Oh, okay, that was fast. So we have number 76 with building and growth, and the message, there is something worth building upon, and it all starts with a sturdy foundation. Keep moving upward no matter the obstacles. It will only get better every day. A next step in your process is necessary. Welcome in the newness and relocation of mind, body, and soul. Yeah, so this makes me think of having a new interest or building upon something new. Oh, yes, I totally forgot. There was a message that came to mind when connecting with this group's energy, which was learning is the better way. So yeah, you could definitely be learning something new in the next 7 days. Or if you are wanting to start something new, you are maybe being suggested or advised to learn more about this, whatever it is that you want to start, before you actually start on it. So let's say if you want to build or create a website, maybe look more into how to create a website, or what kind of website formats draw more attention or engage people. Yeah, for whatever reason, this image here made me think of like website building a home page, something along those lines. But with the key term growth, I do see you guys growing your knowledge about something. And it could be anything that you are possibly currently interested in, or you will gain an interest in sometime during the next 7 days. Yeah, so if you're currently interested in something, it could be that in the next 7 days, you're going to use that time to learn more about this, get more involved in it, grow your knowledge about it. Yeah, because we have this message. It all starts with a sturdy foundation, and knowledge is a sturdy foundation. Knowing the basics, that is a very sturdy foundation. Oh, okay, so that one just flew out. So we have the Queen of Cups with number 23, the Ring. Okay, so the Queen of Cups is I believe, is the most emotionally intelligent queen of the deck, because the Queen of Cups does rule the realm of emotions and feelings, since it is a water sign. So water signs will be Cancer, Scorpio, and or Pisces. So some of you could be a water sign, sun, moon, or rising, or you could have a lot of water placements in your birth chart. Or if not, then there could be a water sign, moon, or rising person who will be playing a significant role in your life sometime in the next 7 days. But it could also be that you yourself will simply be embodying and exuding a lot of the Queen of Cups characteristics throughout these next 7 days. So the Queen of Cups, as mentioned, she is highly emotionally intelligent. She is also very intuitive and psychic as well. So I would describe the Queen of Cups as being very sensitive. So this to me is confirming what came through at the beginning. In the next 7 days, expect yourself to be very sensitive to not only the energy around you, but also to sensory stimuli. So expect yourself to have a keen sense of smell, a keen sense of hearing, a keen sense of taste, and so forth. Now, we do have the ring here, which to me indicates commitment. And because we do have this energy of building and this image of a house or home, I do see you committing to something in the next 7 days. And if you're currently committing to reaching a goal, to making progress, to bettering, improving upon something, I do feel like you will continue to work on this in the next 7 days. And because we do have this energy of growth, there will be progress. You will be seeing progress. For those of you who work from home or you started a business from home, for the next 7 days, I see things going pretty well for you at work, and things going pretty well for your business if you do have a business. Yeah, again, growth is making me think of progress. So for those of you who started a business from home, it's very likely that in the next 7 days, you're going to see how your business is growing. And some of you could even be reaching this point in which you're realizing that maybe you need to expand your business. Maybe you need to look for a new location for your business because the inventory, maybe it's growing, or you need a bigger workplace because there is high demand. Yeah, in other words, for those of you who are small business owners, in the next 7 days, you're seeing that your small business is actually growing, maybe into a corporation. Yeah, and the other thing I'm seeing with the Queen of Cups and the ring is a business partnership. So some of you could be partnering up with someone to start a business or to expand a current business, or it could even be to merge two different businesses together or two different business ideas together. The expression bringing it home just came to mind. I'm not sure what that is about, but I'm sharing it with you guys because it did come up. Oh, and the number 23 is really standing out to me. So some of you could be 23 years of age. If that whole owning a business is resonating with you, maybe this is about a business that you started when you were 23 years of age. But what came through in specific when I saw this number was the year 2023. So maybe something that you started on the year 2023, you're seeing in the next 7 days that it's really taking off, or it's doing really well. Or maybe it's in these next 7 days that you're looking back and recognizing, oh, damn, we have come so far. Like really, this has grown into something that I only ever imagined, because we do have this rainbow here. And whenever I see rainbows, they make me think of the imagination. Yeah, so it seems like something that you only just envisioned, because the Queen of Cups is a visionary. She is very imaginative. Like I said, she's very in tune with her own intuition. She's very psychically aware, let's say. So I would think of the Queen of Cups as someone who can foresee the future, or has the ability to see the potential of things, see how far something can go. So I feel like in the next 7 days, something that you just once thought of, something that you once imagined or envisioned, you're seeing it come to life now, or you're seeing it come together. Also with the ring, it could be that in the next 7 days, you are completing something. Yeah, because that expression, bringing it home, made me think of completion. You know what I just thought of? I thought of knitting. I'm not so knowledgeable about knitting and like the terms associated with this art form, but it made me think of like someone who is now at their last stitches and is tying everything together now, like tying the last knot to finalize the knitting project. Yeah, so this could even be something like a DIY project, an art project. Yeah, you're completing it or concluding it sometime in the next 7 days. But with the Queen of Cups being here, I do feel like whatever this is that you might be completing or that you're seeing progress in, it is something that you feel quite emotionally attached to, or you feel very emotionally invested in. Like this is something that is meaningful to you, or that possibly is a passion project. You started this because you believed in it. You started this because you had a vision and you were committed to making this vision a reality. But apart from that, the Queen of Cups is also known as the mother or the nurturer. And because we do have the home here, what I'm seeing is someone growing their family. So sometime in the next 7 days, you may be welcoming a new member into your family. So this could be a baby, a newborn, this could be an animal companion, but because we do have the ring here, this could be a spouse or an in-law. But if not that, if you are currently in a long-term committed relationship, in the next 7 days, you could be talking with your partner about growing your family, or you could be making plans with your significant other to expand your family, or maybe even to grow your home. Maybe you could be planning for renovations or adjustments or additions to your current residence. Because the Queen of Cups makes me think of someone who loves a cozy environment, makes me think of someone who really values having a safe space, a space to call their own, a space to call home. So a lot of you could also be investing in creating a cozy, safe environment, whether that be in your house, in an apartment, in a studio, in a room. Some of you could be decorating or redecorating. You could be purchasing furniture to create that cozy environment, or you could be painting or repainting the walls to make a space feel cozier, more at home, more at peace. Yeah, but the Queen of Cups makes me think of like aesthetics. So taking the time, the energy to create an aesthetically pleasing environment. But not only that, an environment that feels safe, cozy, and feels like home, that you feel comfortable being in other words. But the Queen of Cups, I feel, is very considerate. So for those of you who live with others, I see you wanting to create a space that is not only comfortable to you, but it's also comfortable for those who you live with. Or kind of like designating a place for each person. Like, just an example, if you are a parent and you have children, for your children's bedroom, you're wanting to create an environment that resonates with your children, that would be aesthetically pleasing for your children. Yeah, and with the rainbow here atop of this house, it makes me think of a dream home. So some of you could be working on or investing on building your dream home or your dream space, maybe your dream studio. Now, the expression that came to mind was dream project. So, yeah, some of you could be spending time in the next 7 days working on a dream project, or working on bringing a dream project to life, or starting a dream project of yours. But the Queen of Cups can also indicate romance. Yeah, so if your dream is to have a family of your own, if your dream is to have a home of your own, if your dream is to settle down with someone, to commit to someone, I do feel like in the next 7 days, you are getting some kind of confirmation or validation that this dream of yours is definitely going to come true. And a lot of you could actually be getting tangible proof of how this dream of yours is becoming reality. Yeah, so for example, if you're currently seeing someone, if you are in a committed relationship with someone. And your dream is to get married to this person. In the next 7 days, you could be getting engaged or proposed to. Or if your dream is to move in with someone, in the next 7 days, you and the person you want to move in with could be making plans to move in together, to live together. Or if your dream is to move to the next level of commitment with someone, then that is what is occurring sometime in the next 7 days. Because definitely with growth, I'm seeing something along the lines of moving to the next level of commitment, moving on to the next stage of whatever you're experiencing. Yeah, but I keep thinking of building a home. So this could be you building a home for you, or this could be you building a home alongside someone else. And then we do have this message here on the card. Indication of rich and happy family, happy marriage, I mean. Yeah, so if you're currently married, I do see things being quite prosperous in your home life. During the next 7 days, I do see things faring quite well in your marriage in the next 7 days. This rainbow here makes me think of the happy family, the happy home, because it reminds me of the 10 of Cups in Tarot, which that is exactly what it indicates. Yeah, also these next 7 days, I do see a lot of you creating beautiful memories at home. And the Queen of Cups makes me think of someone who is introverted or quite the homebody. So in the next 7 days, you could be wanting to spend a lot of your time indoors, or more specifically at home, or the place that feels like home to you. And you know, home isn't always a place, as they say. So if it's not a place that you're wanting to spend time being in, it could be a person who feels like home to you, that you are going to want to be spending a lot of time with. And I do see you spending a lot of time with this person. Yeah, because we do have the number 76 here. The number 7 makes me think of the 7th house in astrology, which speaks about long-term partnerships and commitments. It can also speak about contracts, which is also something that the ring makes me think of, like commitment contracts. And the number 6 is a number of harmony, as well as unconditional love and partnerships as well. And if I were to relate this to the astrological houses, this would be the 6th house, and the 6th house pertains to daily routines, day-to-day life, matters relating to health, small animals and pets, as well as service to others, employees and workers. So yeah, I see you focus on like day-to-day routines, on creating a nice environment for yourself, possibly focusing on the home or focusing on a home life, maybe creating a routine for yourself, a day-to-day routine. Yeah, I see you focusing more on like the day-to-day life and also the beauty of the day-to-day. So this is also making me think of someone who's taking it slow, enjoying their day, enjoying the simple pleasures of life. Some of you could even be enjoying doing the chores or attending to like housework or anything related to the home, like cooking, for example. There's an attention here or focus on like domestic life or domestic hobbies. So an example that is coming to mind is someone who maybe doesn't know how to cook yet or doesn't have much experience cooking. In the next 7 days, they could be committing to learning how to cook. You know, someone who doesn't know how to sew could be committing to learning how to sew in the next 7 days. Or they could be committing to learning how to take care of the home. Yeah, and with the rainbow here, I'm seeing the word bliss came to mind. I'm seeing someone enjoying learning these new things, enjoying learning about domestic life, or learning about how to take care of their home, or learning more about domestic activities and so forth. Or whatever it is that they're learning for the next 7 days, they're taking pleasure and joy in the learning process. The Queen of Cups and the image of this house here made me think of like the happy spouse. If you currently have animal companions, I do see you spending time with them in the next 7 days, as well as creating a nice environment for them, like maybe designating a space in the house, in the home, just for them so that they themselves could feel more at home. Because the house also made me think of belonging. The ring just made me think of a forever home. So in the next 7 days, some of you could be finding your forever home or committing to a home, like settling down somewhere. So I see some of you writing or signing a contract to purchase a home or rent a space. And if you're renting, it does seem like it's for the long term. Yeah, but I'm overall sensing a very positive energy. I'm not sensing any challenges or any difficulties for the next 7 days. Things seem to be going pretty smoothly for you, especially at home, especially when it comes to your home life. Also, for those of you who don't have a place of your own, in the next 7 days, you could be offered a place to stay for the duration of the next 7 days. It may be a little bit longer. And yeah, I get this feeling of someone creating a space dedicated just for you. Like, so you will feel welcomed, in other words. Feel that sense of belonging. At least that's the intention behind it all. Yeah, because the Queen of Cups represents a very loving, accepting energy. So if this is a person, this would be a very loving and accepting, nurturing individual. The ring just made me think of an heirloom. So in the next 7 days, you could be passed down an heirloom, or you could be wearing some kind of jewelry or accessory that belonged to someone of the family. Or if you recently lost an heirloom or a piece that really meant a lot to you, that had sentimental value, in the next day you will be finding it. And I feel like you will be finding it at home or inside a place, in a house, in your apartment if you currently live in an apartment. And the Queen of Cups also often makes me think of a female friend. So if you have a female friend, it's very likely that your female friend will be finding this for you. Maybe you left it at their place. Or it could be this female friend who is going to gift you a piece of jewelry or gift you something with a lot of sentimental value. Okay, but now I'm going to pull out some oracle cards to get any last messages, advice, and or guidance. So we have release worry, know that everything is going to be all right. So I feel like this is just confirmation and reassurance for those of you who need it, for those of you who have been worrying about something. Know that everything is going to be all right. The crystal ball here is making me think of a psychic, and I did mention how the Queen of Cups is very, very psychic. So some of you could be actually connecting with or interacting with someone who practices a divination art, someone who's very psychic or identifies as a psychic. If this is a friend, they could be giving you a personal reading, or they could be predicting something for you, or just offering you guidance, channeling a message for you. Or it could be that some of you are contacting a psychic, a medium, an intuitive channeler, a tarot reader, etc. The list of names or labels goes on and on, but someone who practices the divination arts. To receive a personal reading. And maybe it is through this personal reading that you're going to get the reassurance you were looking for, or the confirmation for something, or the answer, or you're going to get a lot of clarity through this reading. It's going to help you gain the clarity that you were looking for. Because I don't necessarily believe that like readings, predictions give us the answers. They more so help us tune in with ourselves to find the answers that will help us align with what is our highest good. And also, like, prediction readings are not here to foretell your future, because energy is always changing and shifting. I feel like prediction readings serve more as a guide or a heads up. So for example, if you hear something in a reading that you're resonating with but you're not liking, then that lets you know, okay, you're not liking this, then you can do something about it. You can shift the energy through shifting your thoughts or perspectives or taking inspired action. So what is being predicted here doesn't have to come to be if you don't want it to, because you are the creator of your own reality. Your will, your mindset is super powerful. Even how you respond to situations that are, let's say, out of your control in the moment is very, very powerful. It can shift the energy of that situation completely. Okay, but we also have endings are always the start of a new beginning. Move forward with courage. There were 2 messages here about beginnings. So yeah, I feel like you guys are starting something these next 7 days, or maybe you have already started something and you're simply working on building this, moving this along in the next 7 days. Yeah, so here's just your encouragement to move forward with courage. Definitely, if you're wondering whether you are on the right path, this is your confirmation, reassurance that you are. But always remember, if something doesn't feel right to you, if you're no longer being fulfilled by something and like you tried everything, you made adjustments, you have tried different approaches and still you're feeling the same way, uninspired, unfulfilled, drained, and so forth, that you don't have to continue pursuing this. Listen to your own intuition. Tune in with yourself to know if something is in alignment with you, if something is for you. Yeah, so you don't have to force yourself to stay anywhere or in any situation that you don't want to be in. Yeah, but we do have the sun rising here, so it just makes me think of a new day, new cycle, a new dawn. Some of you could be going somewhere specifically just to see the sunrise or the sunset, or you could be staying up with someone just to see the sunrise, or spending the afternoon with someone to see the sunset. For those of you who always wanted to live near the sea or near a large body of water, I see this coming true for you. Maybe in the next 7 days, but if not, I do see this coming true for you in the future. And if you're currently working towards a dream, you are getting closer and closer to realizing that dream. You're on your way. Okay, but let's see. In terms to symbols and signs, rainbows, rings, sunsets or sunrises, butterflies, crystal balls, and white birds or doves, flames could be of significance for these next 7 days. If you see anything else here that really stands out to you, please also take that into consideration. And if it happens to be the 23rd of the month in the next 7 days, that specific day could be of significance. But now I'm going to move into the last segment of this reading, where we're going to find out what specific event will be occurring on a specific day that Spirit wants to give you a heads up about. So to find this out, I'm going to roll out, I already did, but I'm going to roll out some homemade divination dies and see on which day it falls on. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. So I'm going to put all the ones that did not fall on a number back into its little bag. And I'm only going to consider those that actually fell on a number. So this one didn't fall on the number 6, or inside the circle more like, so I'm going to put this one back and only consider these 2 that fell on the number 4, so the 4th day of the next 7 days. And what we have is the star, beautiful, and the eye. So the eye makes me think of clairvoyance. It makes me think of psychic abilities or of a psychic. And the star makes me think of wish fulfillment because it reminds me of the star card in tarot, which does indicate dreams coming true, as well as insight, gaining a higher perspective. The star card in tarot also represents healing and intuition. So on the 4th day of the next 7 days, that's the day in which you could be reaching out to a psychic, an intuitive reader, a tarot reader, someone who does practice the divination arts to get some guidance, some clarity. And I do see you definitely getting much clarity, or like whatever message you're receiving from this personal reading is really going to be eye-opening for you. It could also be that on this day you could be doing a reading for yourself, or if you're new to psychic abilities, or tapping into your own psychic awareness. It could be that on this day you are doing some kind of practice or exercising a technique to help you get more in tune with your own psychic abilities, to help activate your psychic awareness, or to strengthen your intuitive muscle, your intuition. Yeah, but I definitely do see you getting some insight on this day. And what is coming through in specific is intuitive insight. And with the star representing wish fulfillments, I feel like it's on this day that a wish of yours is going to come true. And what is coming through in specific is that something you envisioned in the past, maybe something that you dreamed about, maybe something that you predicted yourself is coming true on this day. And I see this being something that is bringing you a lot of joy or is really exciting you. But it feels more like a vision that you had in the past. It's coming to pass on the 4th day of the next 7 days. Yeah, so I'm hearing in my mind someone saying to themselves or to someone else, I saw this in a dream, or I saw myself doing this, or I envisioned this, or I had this on my vision board. I actually called this in. And now it's happening. Now I see it materialize right in front of me. So it's on this day that I see you guys receiving confirmation, or I see something being confirmed to you, or I see something that you were maybe trying to manifest. But it's more like something that you saw in your mind's eye, something that you envisioned, or something that you visualized, or you had a vision about. It's materializing, it's coming to be, or starting to unfold on the 4th day of the next 7 days. For a lot of you, the 4th day of the next 7 days will also be a day in which your psychic abilities are going to be at a peak. So you could find yourself receiving a lot of downloads, or this could be the day in which you're feeling very, very sensitive to the energy around you, or this could be the day in which you're seeing the world around you, not only through your physical eyes or with your physical eyes, but also with your third eye. So maybe some of you will be seeing auras, or like the energy field of not only people, but also objects and places. Or this is the day in which you're just gonna have a foresight. You'll be able to see through things, like through people, not like having an X-ray vision, but more like see through people's masks. Like if someone is showing up with a happy face, smiling and laughing, but they're actually feeling very sad, or they're going through something difficult, you'll be able to detect that. You'll be able to see through that mask of happiness to know what's really going on in the moment. Also, on this day, you will be the most observant. You will have a very keen eye. So I see you spotting things quite easily. And with the star here, I'm seeing something like spotting synchronicities or spotting the signs quite easily and having no trouble interpreting them, or just intuitively knowing what they're trying to tell you, what spirit is trying to communicate with you. But in general, I just see you being a lot more observant, catching details quite easily, being very aware, not only self-aware, but just very aware of others, your surroundings, your environment. Yeah, I feel like it will be very difficult to fool you on this day. Your crown chakra will also be quite open and active on this day, which is why I mentioned you will be receiving quite a few downloads. Also pay attention to your dreams on this day, because you will be having very important, possibly even prophetic dreams, or just very vivid dreams that will be very insightful. These two images are reminding me of the High Priestess in Tarot. You could be connecting with someone who is in their High Priestess energy, or this will be you showing up as a High Priestess on the 4th day of the next 7 days. Also, on this day, you may be receiving a lot of positive attention, because the eye makes me think of, being seen, having a lot of eyes on you, and then the star makes me think of someone who is shining bright. It also makes me think of a star, someone who has a lot of popularity. So for those of you who have a social media presence, on this day you might be garnering a lot of positive attention. Your platform, your content, your work could be pulling in a large audience. or in a more general sense, whether you do have a social media presence or not, I do see you being quite popular on this day. So you may find that you draw people's eye a lot. So you might find people staring at you, admiring you more like. You might find people going up to you, asking you how your day is going, asking about you. There could be some people flirting with you, or on this day, there could be an event in which you are the center of attention. So maybe you're hosting a dinner party and you as the host are the center of attention, or maybe you're celebrating something and so the spotlight is on you because everyone is celebrating you and your achievements and so forth. But I do see you shining bright on this day. And also, I see that your beauty will be captivating a lot of people. If you have a psychic business, or if you are a reader, if you do channel messages for others, I do see your business doing quite well, or you receiving a lot of praise or validation. People who have had readings with you will be contacting you, letting you know how your readings, your messages have helped them, how your messages resonate with them. And I do see you receiving new clientele or returning customers. And it could be on the 4th day of the next 7 days that you could be doing a reading for someone important, or someone who might be helping it grow your business or help you get seen, get recognized, help you gain positive exposure. Or it's on this day that you might be receiving a lot of requests for your services. You could also be predicting a message for the collective, or a download about the collective could be coming in for you on this day. Something along those lines. Also, for those of you who do practice some divination art form, it could be on this day that you're trying something new. Like, for example, if you already read the tarot, on this day you could be practicing a new divination art form like scrying or reading runes, or what just came to mind was marbles. Maybe like reading marbles, or maybe practicing channeling messages without any divination tool. Yeah, I see you kind of expanding, trying new things, seeing what works for you, seeing what helps you strengthen your intuition. Also, for those of you who watch a lot of like general tarot readings on YouTube, or you follow a lot of mediums or people who work with the divination arts, it could be on this day that you come across someone that you really connect with, tarot reader on YouTube whose readings really resonate with you or help you. But these are all the messages I am seeing here for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought you some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you're new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching until the very end, and a huge thank you to all of you who took the time to watch the advertisements or just let them play in the background, since that is a simple way to support me and to support this growing channel. Before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to Spirit who assisted me with these messages. So thank you, Spirit, and I am wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful next 7 days, and until the next moment, bye bye.